me give me a second. Let me just. All right.
Now I'm scared.
I feel like a Dragon Ball fan now.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about anime.
No, you haven't done your steroids yet.
Oh.
What's up, Simps? Welcome back to another episode of Trash Taste. I'm in Simp Lord number 1, and I'm with Simp Lord number 2 and 3. We're tired. Have you guessed? I hope Mudan left that fucking shouting thing in at the beginning, because that is like that's not an act. We sometimes do that just to wake ourselves up for the show.
Yeah, sometimes I'm taking a book. Taking a page from Connor's book, and just I was about to say taking a book from Connor's page, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right.
Right.
So what have you guys been up to this week? I know, Connor, you went on a trip, right?
I did,
Yeah.
but before that, I got the sick new shirt.
Oh,
I don't know if
where'd you get that sick shirt?
Probably the same place you got your sick shirt.
And same place Joey got his.
When was this? Yeah, that's right. We're finally releasing merch. After all this time, we've seen it on the subreddit, we've seen it on the Twitter, and we're like, where's the merch, guys? Where's the merch? Cash in on that merch. You know, be a modern YouTuber. We're finally got our own Trash Taste t-shirts in white and in black.
Yes. So yeah, if you want to simp us, you can go to where's the store again? Do you wanna...
So this is a special deal that we're doing right now with our friend Bakaretsu, who, if you guys can see the logo, he's the guy who designed the logo.
Yes.
And he decided to, this is an official collaboration merch for a limited time, only 2 weeks. So you have until, I believe, October 24th, 12 p.m. Eastern time to pre-order these shirts. And hopefully by the time around Christmas time, maybe, you guys will be able to get these shirts. You can get it in either white or black.
So buy them now.
Yes.
Buy them now. Use
Go
the link
buy
down
them
below.
now.
I mean, this is more like kind of like an experiment for us. We were always talking about merch, so we didn't know how many of you would be interested. This is just like a first release. So if you like this, then we might do more merch in the future. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very simple design, but we just wanted to start simple.
Yeah, just start simple, you know, easy to know.
Materials are amazing, I gotta say, boys.
Oh yeah, this is much better quality than what you'll get at regular t-shirt sites. But so if you're interested in that, go to buckaritsu.co/trashtaste. Links in the description as well. And yeah, hopefully you guys will simp for us with these beautiful new shirts.
But yes, Joey, I did go on a trip.
Oh yeah, where'd you go?
I went to Niigata, which is northern. North.
Yeah, it's
north?
like
The
directly north of Japan. Not Japan. Directly
north of Japan.
Directly north of Tokyo is what I was trying to say. Yeah.
And I had a friend, Kenta, from university, who actually loved the story parts from our university because he was like correcting some of the details to me.
Oh really?
In my mind, yeah, and how like the neo-Nazi guy made like phosphorus chemical substances in the building.
Were you fucking roommates with like Walter White or something?
Dude, honestly, this guy was insane, man. But anyway, yeah, it was nice meeting him again. I haven't seen him in ages, and he lives in northern Japan, and he's a teacher there and a pastor, and yeah, he's chill. Went up to see him. Pastor, yeah, he's a pastor. So in
like
Japan,
pastor, not pasta.
not pasta.
He's a pasta. Linguini.
Fuck, now I can't say it right. A pasta. It's a pasta. Pasta. If I wanted to eat pasta, I would have that. But he's a pasta. So,
did you eat pasta with the pasta?
I did not. I did not. Yeah, because in Japan there's a. This is gonna sound so dumb and condescending, but there's a job for like foreigners because he doesn't even look that foreign. He still looks Japanese. He's half.
Right.
He's half Welsh, half Japanese, and his job is to basically repeat a script that a real pastor might.
Right.
It's all for show. So they just want a foreign-looking guy to like say
So
the
wait,
words.
he's not even like a legit pastor.
No, none of them are. It's like a fake service. So you pay a guy, and he just says the lines and does all the moves and looks the real part, but like isn't a pastor. Like that's his job, and he marries people.
Wait, how is that a job? What in what job sector is this a needed?
I think there's a huge market in Japan for like wanting like a foreign experience wedding. It's like a really like.
Could I find this on Craigslist? Like looking for fake pastor
No, it's like
who
a legit,
looks foreign.
It's expensive as well. He was telling me the price is like it's premium. It's for like rich people. Like
rich and dumb people.
Yeah,
clearly.
To us that's dumb as fuck,
it's
but to
dumb as
them
fuck.
it makes sense, right? Yeah. So that's his job, and yeah, he was basically like, "You want to hang out in Niigata?" And I was like, "Sure." I want to leave Tokyo. I'm just sick of Tokyo.
How long were you there for? Like 3 or 4 days, right?
Yeah, 3 days. Yeah. So the first day I didn't really do. Oh, the first day I went out with him at night, and he took me to a bunch of girl bars, which are not like hostess bars, because hostess bars they sit next to you.
Yeah.
It's just like a bar where the girls are on the other side. And you just like, normally it's like 40-year-old, 50-year-old men just like really
yeah. From what I understand, it's a girl bar is just where the bartender or whoever's like your waitress is just obligated to talk to you.
Yeah, so we went to like...
Is that right?
Yeah, we went to a bunch though.
It's like a really expensive call center, but it's like it's like one-on-one.
So some of the prices weren't bad. Like the first bar we went into, the girls like only spoke to the other girls. Not that like I'm like fucking pay me attention. I'd never been to one. He was like, "Do you want to go to one?" And he was like, "Do you want to see them all?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not? This will be a fun story to tell on Trash Taste, which is worth more than money." So the first one was like 900 yen for 30 minutes, and
That's cheap.
So you could drink as much as you want in that 30 minutes, and it went very slowly because the people were no fun there. But yeah,
clearly that explains the price, right?
Yeah. And so we just like banter with them. Like one of them was saying that they can't understand English characters, and in Japanese, I asked them like, "Can you read kanji?" And they were like, "Yes." And then I was like, "I rest my case." I was like,
"Wait, as in like they can't read the alphabet?"
They've been studying it for like 5 years and couldn't read the English alphabet, and I'm like,
how?
I'm like, yeah, but then exactly. So I was like, so you can read kanji, right? In Japanese. She's like, yes, and I'm like,
Omoshiroi.
I said, omoshiroi. And then all the old dudes in the bar laughed, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude. And everyone clapped and stood it now. And then
he said it, boys.
So then we left that bar, and immediately like 4 people were like, yo, and I was like, oh, nice. You know these guys? And he's like, no. And I'm like, oh, we're following them? He's like, yeah, why not? And I'm like, okay, cool.
Right.
So we're following them, and they take us to a bunny bar.
Like everyone's in a bunny costume.
Is that what I think it is? Everyone's just in a bunny suit.
Yeah, but due to COVID, they weren't in the bunny suits. They were in bunny schoolgirl outfits, and I thought this is a cop out because they're wearing school outfits,
but with the bunny ears.
Just with bunny ears.
That's like every cosplayer who says they cosplay and they just wear Naruto headbands.
Yeah,
you know.
And then like we walked in there, and it was exactly like what you think. It looked like, to quote Joey, a bunch of ugly bastards. It was like 50-year-old men who looked like really, really like
just craving for attention, right?
Yeah. And we sat down, and we looked at the prices, and it was like $50 for 30 minutes. And
Jesus.
then so we were like, so we're leaving, right? Like we're not staying. Yeah. And then he looked at me, he's like, yep. I'm like, cool. So I'm just gonna go now, and then you follow me. So we just did that. And then the guys
then you didn't look sus, right?
We ditched the guys who took us there. And they were like, oh, where you going? And we were like, nah, bye. Went to another bar, and that was a lot of fun. We just spent all night, and then somehow some sketchy dude was like, come to another bar now. Never met this guy. We go there.
At what time of the night was this?
It's like 2 a.m.
Okay.
At 2 a.m. we got taken to another bar, and we get in there, and it's like a drag queen bar.
Right.
And like proper gay bar.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun. And I sung Bohemian Rhapsody, and I was butchering it. Yeah. And I knew the guy next to me was like, playing very nice because he was saying I was singing great, and I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like, oh, real life, is this just?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you're with, right? No one can sing Queen well. Everyone butchers Queen.
It's like, you're a very attractive guy, but you don't need to lie to me. You can just, you know what I mean? Just
I know I'm butchering.
I know I'm shit at this. You cannot make this more obvious. Then we just went to another bar and just chatted shit with the people. I feel like my Japanese got way better when I was drinking more.
I don't know why, but it's the same as my Japanese is my Thai. Where when I get like a few drinks down me, somehow your language skill is just improved by like 5-fold. I don't know why.
You stop doubting yourself.
Yeah,
you just say shit.
It's really weird though, because like that works for every language except English.
It's so funny. Like I forget how to speak English, so sometimes I just like when I get super drunk. I noticed last time we got drunk in that onsen, you just like started speaking Japanese.
And
I'm just like, I totally get that because when I get drunk, I just start speaking Thai as well.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. So many people have told me like when I get blind drunk, it doesn't matter if no one around me can speak Japanese. I only speak Japanese, and I'm like really fucking proficient. Like I'm reciting like a fucking like MLK speech in Japanese. And meanwhile, like if I go back to English, I just be like, more drink here. I just turn caveman when I go English for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah,
I bought a souvenir.
Souvenirs?
The little green bean things.
Connor learnt to bring gifts.
Well, I guess because Joey brought
after I pressured them. All right, don't worry, folks. We found them. They were just behind us the entire time.
So I'm guessing because Joey started this, now we have to bring things back when we go somewhere.
Yeah.
And, I was told this is a famous Niigata thing. What is this, Joey?
It is sasadango.
Of course. I mean, I can read that.
That's my favorite.
But what is it, Joey?
Tell
us.
I know of it. I've heard of it before, but I've never actually.
Shall we dig in?
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, this is banana leaves.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And it's just like a dango, which is like not a dumpling. What's the word for it?
Mochi?
Yeah.
Oh, red bean paste, kind of like.
Yeah, kind of like a red bean paste. It's got red bean in it.
Yeah.
Crack it open.
Yeah, but basically you just crack this open. I've never actually had one before. I know what these are.
Right.
Because I've seen them around because all sorts of different, because I think there's different types of sasadango for different areas of Japan.
Wow, that's.
Look at that.
Wow.
That's some Totoro shit right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I also, for Joey's birthday, I got him a bottle of wine from Niigata.
Thank you.
Which, I don't know which one you want, Joey. Then I bought one for the Trash Taste Boys. These are both Niigata wines.
Yeah, because you stayed in a onsen that had a winery in it or something, right?
Yeah, I went to visit it. I didn't stay in it because it was like $800 a night. And yeah, Trash Taste ain't doing that well yet. Maybe in the future. But yeah, no, so I did try a lot of the local wines while I was there, and I thought they were actually pretty good. And I thought, why not bring back a wine for the boys?
Can I see the other one?
Yeah. I noticed with Japanese wine, because I remember where I went to, I can't remember, I think it's Koshu Valley, where it's kind of like the Napa Valley of Japan. And I tried a lot of the local wines there.
Really
and
good.
And I find that Japanese wines are either really good or not
Very
so
shit.
great. Like
Very shit.
there's I've never tried a Japanese wine and I've just been like, this is okay.
I love though that this is considered Japanese wine. It's like, oh yes, my favorite Japanese wine, Zweigeltreb. I probably butchered that German.
Oh, what the fuck?
It says Japan at the front though, so you know it's good.
This is like the weirdest unboxing I've ever done. But yeah, we are unboxing.
This is really fucking
banana
like,
leaf.
pasted on.
So you
yeah.
have to because this thing is thick.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
have to kind of take it in
Ooh,
small chunks. Don't
that,
don't
look
eat
at
the whole
that.
thing because you will choke on it and possibly die.
Are you serious?
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, no. People, you know, it's like really common way that people die here is they like a lot of old people die from choking on dango and mochi.
What
and stuff
the
like
fuck?
What?
That. Yeah.
Health hazard.
Bite into this thing?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that looks
just-
ominous.
This reminds me of a Thai dish. There's a Thai dish that's something similar.
Just do small chunks, yeah.
Yeah, it's like we in Thailand we have like banana leaves that are like sticky rice that are wrapped in banana leaves, and it's very thick.
That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh, can I have the banana?
That does.
I'm not going to eat it all in one. So
That does taste
this-
like a banana leaf.
I like this.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's get the shit.
Hard to
Yeah, I like
describe
it.
the flavor though. I mean, other than the red.
I mean,
bean.
like, okay, for anyone who hasn't tried red bean paste, it's how do you describe to someone who hasn't tried red bean paste before?
Oh, dude, it's weird. It's hard.
Yeah.
And
you guys like it, right?
I like it, but it's
It's grown on me. Red bean paste was that one thing where, as like, I don't know, as someone who grew up in the West, my idea of
Sweets.
my idea of like desserts
Yeah.
or sweets basically just boiled down to chocolate and ice cream.
Right.
And like if I'm feeling like super fancy or something, something like a tiramisu or a cake or something like that.
Well,
so having shit like red bean paste and like like mochi and stuff, I'm like, man, this tastes really good.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated in the whole like Japanese sweets like culture, I guess, like
it's
food
weird,
culture.
man. They go crazy with
Yeah.
this.
It's called wagashi, for those of you who want to know. But like dango, mochi, that kind of stuff is like, it's weird because a lot of wagashi, a lot of Japanese sweets can either be sweet or depending on what you put with it, they can also be savory. So it's like a weird, because like this, for example, it's sweet, but it's not like a chocolate
Yeah.
sweet, right? Or like a tiramisu sweet.
Yeah.
It's almost a savory sweet, if that makes sense. But I mean, like my dad, for instance, like can't eat red bean paste just because it's weird. He likes the flavor, but he doesn't like the texture.
Yeah, it's super thick.
Yeah.
It's just basically
It's like grainy, right?
yeah.
Almost.
It's
Like sludgy. I don't know. Not really. Like,
We're
it's-
throwing a lot of different adjectives out, and then none of them are matching.
It's because like there's nothing I can point to in like that people can just ground that texture with in like the West or something. It's just something. It's thicker than ice cream, but it's a bit like pasty as well. I don't fucking know. I'm
Just
doing
eat
an
it.
I'm doing an awful fucking
Just
job.
try it out. Just eat
But
it.
I like the one dessert I haven't like enjoyed as much as I thought I would have, like based on the hype that everyone talks about it, is shaved ice. Japanese shaved ice.
Shit. Shit. Shit.
It's basically just like a Japanese version of a snow cone, essentially.
People fucking love it here, and I'm like, just get an ice cream.
Yeah, like
Just get an ice cream.
like
Well,
some-
but sometimes you don't want an ice cream. Sometimes you want something a little more refreshing than an ice cream.
I don't know, man.
I don't know, like
called a
because
drink.
here there are some shaved ice places that people will line up to for fucking an hour.
Okay, I don't get that shit. Like, I'll just fucking make it at home. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna like because there are some like shaved ice places that are like there's stores that specialize in shaved ice.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, what's the difference between making it at home, making it here? It's like,
Yeah.
oh no. Like Maylene, fucking, because she's
Of course.
because she's a fucking food critic, right? Our producer. She's like, oh, I found this like amazing shaved ice place, but there's like a 2-hour line every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are people lining up for it? It's like, oh, it's like fluffy. I'm like, that's not what I look for in a shaved
Yeah.
ice, though.
After like 2 minutes after you've been given it, like
Yeah.
it all just starts melting to the point
Yeah.
where it just doesn't taste good. It's
it's
just
just
mush.
it's just slush.
Yeah.
It's like having a slush puppy with extra sugar on it.
Yeah.
And like I don't like it, the places when they just have like chocolate sauce squirted on shit. Like how can you sit there and tell me something is worth 2 hours wait when you've just got a bottle of like chocolate squeeze shit on
Like
it?
Hershey's
Yeah,
chocolate
it's
sauce.
like this shit. You can't. You literally have just put chocolate sauce on water, and people are lining up 2 hours for this shit. You kidding me? Like gelato, that shit is amazing, man. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that shit. So fresh.
I like gelato. Like
Gelato gang, rise up.
I absolutely love gelato. Like I had like proper
alright.
authentic gelato in
what do you
say?
mean it's all right? What the fuck do you mean it's all
I
right?
had to
alright.
stop my thought there just to hear that. I'm like, excuse me.
It's just thick ice cream. Let's be honest, guys.
Oh.
Let's not
That's
let's
the
not
best
build
part.
let's not build this up. You have one fucking bite and you're like, man, I just had a 3-course meal in that bite. I'm good.
Okay. I had legit like. I don't want to say it's weird to say homegrown.
in
but like-
Italian?
yeah, I had like
Italy,
legit gelato in like Florence in Italy.
Yeah, I've had
and that
it in
shit
Italy
was
as well.
the fucking
Oh yeah,
bomb.
it's the best.
I thought gelato here and like in Australia was good, but then I had it in Florence. I'm like, damn, this hits different.
Italians, man, they know how to make fucking gelato. Great.
Oh, they know how
I
to
love
make
you,
good
Italy.
gelato.
Please keep making gelato.
Yeah, Florence, please keep making gelatos.
Never change. Never change.
Never
Italy.
change. Never change. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, are there any other like Japanese sweets that you guys
Melon
like?
pan. Melon pan's great.
Melon pan.
Yeah.
Is that considered a sweet?
Yeah.
I mean, that just goes back to the bread conversation
we're not bringing
where
up
like
bread.
a lot
I
of things
don't
just
talk about
happen to
bread.
be sweets,
Yeah,
but
it's
are
sweet
they
bread.
really sweets?
it's more of a sweet than bread, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah, things like melon pan and like chocolate cornets are considered like kashipan, which is sweet bread, or like confectionery bread. That's what it's called.
cornets.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate cornets.
Like the cornetto.
No.
That's what I thought as well.
No,
I'm like,
no,
is
no.
he talking about a cornetto?
No. Chocolate cornets are like the ones that Cornets eats in Lucky Star.
Oh,
Yeah,
those ones.
like the little like swirly
Yeah,
things
yeah.
with the chocolate
The
inside.
poopy ones.
The poopy ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the poopy bread.
They look like poop,
Yeah,
right?
it's the poopy bread, right?
Yeah. And you bite it, and then
then
a
it's just
black,
like-
some black shit just
like-
comes out, and it's just like,
comes
oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah. No, so like
Seen this.
Have you not seen it?
No.
I'll show you, but like you've definitely seen it. It's
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
got like the
Probably.
big hole at the bottom where where they squeeze the chocolate into. And the entire debate, like Lucky Star started this entire debate of like which side do you eat the chocolate cornet from, the fat end or the thick end?
Yeah.
And the entire first episode of Lucky Star is that. That's how an anime opens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Man.
great. But like but there's lots of those kinds of bread in Japan.
Yeah.
And then there's like the savory bread, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason they also make the savory bread sweet in a sense. So I just don't.
There's just nothing. There's just nothing that's savory in Japan.
There's nothing
It's-
savory. And when it comes to bread, there's nothing savory. It's weird enough. Like this kind of shit is more savory sometimes
Yeah.
than the
Yeah,
bread that you
yeah,
get,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's
But,
like, what do you want? Something savory. Okay, so just a little bit of sugar, right? It's like, no sugar. So just
I don't
just
understand.
just 1 teaspoon of sugar. Is that what you're talking about?
It goes back to the whole like Thai dish with like spice, right? It's like, what do you mean no spice in a Thai dish?
That's not an option.
yeah, like one chili, right?
But like I noticed with Japan, there's so many different types of sweets, and I feel like it's because of the gift giving culture here. Because there seems
Yeah.
to be like a gift for every occasion and
stupid.
every kind of relationship you have.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So dumb.
There's my favorite example of just the gift giving culture that is just way too intense is Valentine's Day in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh
White
my
Day and
God.
Valentine's
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's the whole concept of like Valentine's Day, which is on the usual February
Yeah.
14th, and then there's White Day, which is March 14th.
Yeah.
See, the only reason I know this is because of anime.
Yeah,
because
right?
there's that one episode in every romance or harem anime where like the girl or the guy is just rushing to get some fucking chocolate for the other character.
The girl is always like so shit at making the chocolate and has to stay up all night, and the chocolate sucks. But the main protagonist is like, no, it's still good.
And it doesn't matter because she poured her heart and soul into this. You know,
It's 1 week before, right?
What?
White Day.
No, White Day is March 14th. It's a month after. So what it is
Wait, after?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. So Valentine's Day traditionally, right, in every other country is guys give chocolates to the girls give chocolates to the guys, right? Like all that kind of shit. But yeah, that's the traditional way, right?
I think so.
I think so. But in Japan, Valentine's Day is specifically a day where the girls give chocolates to the guys.
No, this is right, because now I remember this. I was like 6. So you get like a month to like analyze their gift and be like, all right, how much am I going to spend back? Like,
And then White Day is and basically, you have a month to basically.
Connor gets out his spreadsheet and he's just like, okay.
Because
you have a month to optimize.
What's the worst thing about having you're both going to buy a gift for each other at the exact same time?
This is why I hate Christmas.
No, exactly. Because
this is why I fucking hate.
Because right, you have to like either mind read each other and be like, how much is he going to spend, or you got to just straight up be like, max 20 quid. We're saying max 20 quid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's great because.
But like, I hate having the conversation before Christmas. Just like, we're setting a budget on this, right? like this is our budget.
There's no budget.
Yeah, so that's great. I remember this because then I got a gift and I was like, sick. So I can just either not give you a gift back if I don't see you again in the month, or I can plan it out what I'm going to give you.
Yeah, exactly. So usually it's the whole idea of like the guy has to give an equal amount, or because Japan is always like
Got to one up it.
Gotta one up it. The guys have to
it.
one up the girls,
Or
right?
just say psych and don't date her anymore.
True. But here's the thing, right? In Japanese Valentine's Day, I know because I made a whole video on this.
Right.
There's 3 different types of chocolates you can give.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
What?
so there's honme choco, which is the chocolate that a girl gives to a guy who the girl like really likes. You know, it's like the one basically. And then there's giri choco, which is a chocolate that a girl gives to a guy that she has had some kind of like, you know, non-platonic relationship with.
Dude,
basically.
someone literally just saw the Apple pricing for the phone. Let's do that with chocolate.
Yeah, pretty much. So basically, like giri choco is like, say, like, you know, if like Maylene, for example, right? She's our producer. Like we work together, so she would give us giri choco because we work together. Like we're involved in her life in some way. So as
Is there ever a point where you're like, stop, I can't eat this chocolate.
Yeah.
This is giri chocolate. We're on the tier above this.
exactly.
I can't eat this.
I can't believe you thought about me like this, man. I thought we were closer than this.
But like, and then there's that, right? And traditionally, that's where it ended. But recently, there's a third type of chocolate called tomo choco, which is where girls will give chocolates to other girls who they're friends with.
I hate this so much.
Oh my god.
I hate this.
Oh my god.
So Japan is somehow just fucking.
They've spreadsheet chocolate.
They've spreadsheeted Valentine's Day,
it's
basically.
it's spreadsheeting gifts because I remember I had a conversation last week with someone who like is like the manager of like Teddy Lloyd and Miyavi, one of Maylin's friends, and she was telling me about how she like every time she has a new client or like someone she has to manage, she, you know, Japanese culture is that they have to give a gift. So she goes to this department store to like get this gift for this new band or something, and then the department clerk literally asks them, okay, how well do you know them, what's your relationship with them? And then she answers that, and then the next question was, so where are you giving it to them? Are you giving it to the dressing room? Are you giving it in the office? And she like she literally had a fucking spreadsheet. Apparently she pulls out a catalog depending on what answers she was given to give the perfect gift.
This is extreme flowchart. Jesus
And I mean,
Christ.
it's just like, dude, it's just some fucking, it's just, at the end of the day, it's just a bunch of sweets. You know what I mean?
You know what this is the equivalent to? This is the equivalent to like, you know, doing those like personality questionnaires at the start of RPGs to see like which partner you get, but then after you fill it out, you have all the options open to you anyway.
No, that's
exactly what it is. It's like,
the fucking
who cares?
it's the fucking Facebook quiz.
Yeah,
Of, like,
exactly.
Which character are you?
Which Valentine's Day gift are you?
Oh my god.
Japan has not only done this for Valentine's Day, they've done it for like Christmas, they've done it for like Halloween.
They've done
Yeah.
everything.
They've done it for
Yeah.
everything. They've just completely somehow made everything like a million times more complicated than it should be.
as if life here isn't stressful enough.
Yeah, right.
With all the fucking paperwork you got to fill out for everything.
And then you got shit like, Osebo and Ochugen, which is like giving gifts at like certain times of the year and shit to people, and it's just
See, this is why I'm glad that we don't work exactly in an office environment.
Fuck.
oh no.
Like we work with people who understand foreign culture and everything like that. So I don't have to, because if I'm working in a Japanese company, I'd be so fucking stressed out.
Oh,
about
yeah.
Not even my work, right? Just getting like not fucking up with
like
these
imagine
gifts.
going to a company party or going to like a
fuck.
company drinking session and you just don't know how to act.
Yeah,
Because that's me, right?
Jesus.
Like,
Only in Japan will you go to the office and you're more stressed out about your like social status than you are the actual work that you're involved in.
Like I'm stressed enough thinking, am I giving my business card the right way?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know
No,
what I mean?
because there's rules to that
There
as
is rules
well.
to that.
Yeah.
I just want to like swap business cards, but no, it's like, is it pointed the right way? Am I? We have to give it at the same time.
Dude, I had a situation where I had to give my business cards recently, and I had Maylene was there, so I had like a 1000 IQ move. I'm like, oh no, my manager will do it. I'm not.
And then Mayleen's just like,
I'm like, I'm gonna give my business card. My manager will give you her business card.
I do that to Malin as well. Every time we're in a business meeting, I'm like, Malin, take it, swap contact details with this
do the thing,
person.
Malin.
Do the thing, Malin. You can handle it.
it's the opposite for me because she knows that I can speak Japanese, right? So she waits for me to go first.
But like in reality, I've just forgotten my business cards. I don't carry them with me, man, because I don't want to fucking carry them.
Yeah.
The thing
It's
with me all
because
the time.
you have to have a separate business card holder, and I've not gotten to the point where I have enough business meetings where I could be like networking at
Doesn't
any
happen
point all the
often.
time, and
Right,
it just
right.
looks tacky if you just pull out your business card and it's in like your beaten ass wallet,
Yeah,
with 20
scrunched up and shit.
with 20 other million cards in it. That just doesn't look cool.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
bullshit rule I found out the other day in Japan? If I want to leave my apartment building for more than 2 weeks, I need to get permission.
Oh yeah. Is
What
it
the
Is it more than 2 weeks for you?
Yeah.
For us, it's a month.
More than 2 weeks, I got to get like permission to leave my house.
Oh
from
yeah,
my
that
building.
is
What?
that, isn't
You do know why that's the case, though, right?
Why is that the case?
It's because there's a lot of cases in Japan of people running away.
Oh.
And they leave the house space. They basically escape just from
Isn't
their
that what a
lives.
guarantor was for?
Well, no, because if the guarantor can't chase you up, then
No, but the guarantor has to pay, right? Isn't that the whole point?
no, you send the money to the guarantor,
Hmm.
and then the guarantor has to pay. But if you're not sending any money to the guarantor, then the guarantor can't do anything.
Oh, I thought the whole point was the guarantor pays if you can't pay.
That's if the guarantor is nice enough.
I guess I can understand if they're worried about that, but then also, I don't know, it's just weird living in the UK where I don't know, it just seems like I'd never want to have to ask if I can leave.
Yeah, true.
That's weird.
You have to ask permission to do everything.
2 weeks? That seems like a little. A month I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
So like every time Aki and I go to like the US, for example, like
Yeah.
like last year, like before the whole pandemic thing, where we were in America for like 3 months at a time or something, I have to call them up. I mean, it's super easy. Luckily,
I can imagine they never say no.
No.
But it's just weird though that they might say like, no, you can't go.
well, I mean, for us, it's easy because I just say, "Oh, it's for work," and they're like, "Okay."
Yeah.
They don't question it, you know. But if it's like, I have to attend an anime convention, then maybe they'll be like,
Yeah,
all right.
if they were like grilling you, I'd be like, mind your own fucking business. I pay you.
yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. Dude, I remember I saw a few comments that were like, man, Connor fucking hates Japan. Why is he living there? He's so ungrateful, man. And it's like, nah, I want to...
Privilege.
Because I guess we do often point out the things that we don't like about Japan a lot. But that's because I think a lot of people, in my mind, view Japan as this like utopian country.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like any other country, it has issues.
And also,
Very much.
and also because, I think that we've experienced living here as opposed
Yeah,
to just
yeah.
visiting here, right? Like,
Exactly.
you can't get a scope of a country
Yeah,
just
yeah.
from visiting it.
True.
Right?
Well, I mean, like we have complaints about any country we
Yeah,
live
we're
in.
British. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to complain about anything. Like,
like-
I'll find a complaint with something I love. 100%.
I love it, but fuck, I hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Like there's when I lived in Thailand, there were like so many things that I didn't like about living
There's
in
things
Thailand,
you
but
love,
there's things I fucking love as well. So it's all like a give and take wherever you live. Like the more, it's funny, right? Because when I was a kid, I was like, I want to live in here. I want to live in X. It'd be cool if I lived there. But like the more I move around and the more I travel, the less I know where I want to settle down. Because like the more I travel, the more I'm like, man, I really love this one thing about that one place, but man, I really hate that one thing about that
Yeah,
one place,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
really want
Yeah.
me to like. I don't know, like this COVID situation has just made me feel trapped in this country.
Oh, for
you
sure,
know what I
for
mean?
sure, for sure.
This has probably been like one of the longest I've gone through in my entire life without
flying
flying somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like for me as well, like this is the longest I've been in Japan for like an extended period of time without going anywhere.
Yeah.
And I've definitely, I don't know, I haven't noticed anything new about, you know, like any of the good parts about living here or any of the bad parts, but I don't know. It's made me appreciate the things that I really like, and fucking despise the things that I hate.
True,
you know,
true.
it's like to another level. Though.
I wake up every day and I walk past my router and I just smile. I'm like, damn, damn, I have a gigabyte download and upload. That's just beautiful. I love to see it, dude.
I don't know why I heard you say Naruto.
Naruto. I just sit by and I'm like, damn, you're good. Damn, you do your job good.
Yeah.
What is it?
What is UK fucking sucks for internet?
Dude, like
You're talking to the Australian here.
Oh,
you know?
yeah. True.
Don't talk to me until you've experienced a 0.4 upload.
No,
bro.
dude, because in fucking Wales, man, you would get like
but you live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
yeah, right. So they'd be like, oh yeah, we only have copper wire, by the way. We're not going to put any other wire down. Here's your 0.1 download that doesn't work half the time, and it's like cool. And then they charge you like fucking $80 a month for it. And it's like, okay, why? It doesn't work.
That's what it was like for us in Australia. It was like we had copper wires everywhere.
Yeah. And then do they say that like, oh, someone will come on this day, and then no one fucking turns up. That happens so many times. Or they turn up, they'd be like, yeah, we're gonna send someone to fix it. They turn up and they're like, yeah, I have no idea what's wrong with it.
Like especially in Australia, the whole, if I were to sum up the whole like just service business side of things in one phrase, it would just be, well, that was a fucking lie. Because they never show the servicemen never show up on time. Transport never fucking shows up on time. Like, oh my god, the Sydney transport. I don't know about other parts of Australia, but Sydney transport had to have been one of the worst I've ever experienced, right? Like,
really?
If you go, so I had to catch a bus every day to go to uni, right?
Yeah.
And this bus turns up every 20 minutes. That's what it says on the timetable at the stop, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. This next one's coming in 10 minutes. Sick.
Yeah.
10 minutes passes, no bus. Like, not a single bus. I'm like, did I miss it while I was looking down at my phone? Where is it?
Right,
whatever. Another 10 minutes, doesn't show up.
Yeah.
Like, okay. But then 5 minutes before the next bus shows up, the previous bus shows up.
Right.
But because the bus is full, it doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So I'm like, not only are you 15 minutes late, but this motherfucker didn't even stop for me.
Dude, you fucking have that in like Wales as well. This boy's lucky. He grew up in a city.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, I did too, technically.
Oh shit.
So he grew up in Sydney, right?
Yeah, I grew up in Sydney.
What the fuck?
Which is like the biggest city.
One of the biggest city in Australia.
So, like my bus, there was the one that I used to, if I wanted to go to England, like Chester, I would have to get this bus, and it was every 30 minutes. Problem is that it was always give or take 30 minutes late. Like 30 minutes late or early. So the whole, you basically just had to just go there and wait. And like if it said like, 3:30, it would just turn up at 4.
Yeah.
And then you were like, is this the next bus that's early, or is it this bus that's late? I don't know. It's basically a fucking mess.
Yeah, it was bad as well, because not only was sometimes the buses late, but sometimes the bus would come 5 minutes early because I don't know, it just happened to speed run all the fucking traffic lights.
Like it wasn't really a schedule. It was just like a rough estimate.
It's like a recommended route. Like, you should probably get here about this
recommended time of arrival, right?
Don't stick around though. Fuck those kids. And it's the same with like package deliveries in the UK. I hated it because they would say, between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. be at your house, and it's like, well, so I just got to be at the house the whole fucking
for
day?
12 hours?
Because you've just said Tuesday. Like that is 8 to 8. You know what I mean? And then it wouldn't even turn up on the day sometimes. So it's like, what is you?
Meanwhile, here in Japan, we just got a couch for the office this morning, right? And we set it for 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Right? Yeah. 2-hour window, perfect.
Yeah.
The couch arrives at 12:01.
Yeah.
And they phone you as well.
And they phone you to make sure.
They phone you to make sure that you're in and they can come and everything, and it's beautiful.
And then if you miss it, you can also just reschedule. Say if you miss it at like 8 a.m., you can reschedule it the same day for it to come at like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
Which is like insane. 'Cause in the UK, if you miss it, it's like, right, well, next month we have a schedule, we have a slot 3, and it's like, what? It was horrible pre-ordering games, and the games would turn up like 4 days late, and then you might miss it, and they just wouldn't post it through the letterbox. So you got to call them up or go online, and then it'd be like, oh, we have a free slot in 5 days. It's like, 5 days? I pre-ordered this game. What do you mean 5 days?
See, because back when I was living in Australia, I know I got a lot of comments about this, but we have Amazon Now in Australia. But back when I was living in Australia,
Congratulations.
Yeah, I know. We finally got it.
Century.
Because people are like, Joey, what are you talking about? We do have Amazon. Back when I was living in Australia, we didn't have Amazon. All right, back in my days, we didn't have Amazon.
I don't know what I would
Joey's
do.
an Australian boomer now.
I'm an Australian boomer. I'm an Aussie boomer.
My day.
Back in my day,
day.
we didn't have Amazon yet. Like
Yeah.
Amazon's only like a recent thing that got introduced to Australia because we only had eBay.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
Why would you use eBay for anything?
Yeah, like I still have never experienced Amazon now or the comforts of like living in a place where you can just get your package literally hours after
Oh,
you
yeah. Oh,
it's
fucking
beautiful.
order it.
I mean, especially coming from me who never experienced Amazon until moving to Japan. The first week of me experiencing Amazon, I was like, I feel like a god. Like I can just get things delivered now without having to wait arduous amounts of time.
Yeah, I don't know how people moved to Japan before Amazon existed as like a gaijin. Oh my god.
I don't know
I
how.
don't know.
Futon,
Like,
just living on a futon.
Yeah, pretty much.
I guess my house just wouldn't be furnished for like a month, I guess, or
Yeah.
even more. And fuck knows how I would just get like normal necessities that I just can't find in
Yeah,
stores or
right.
anything
It's like,
that.
oh, I need a phone charger. I could just go on Amazon, get it delivered probably the same day, or I could trek 30 minutes by train to the closest big camera to
Yeah.
buy one measly cable. It's like, why would I do that?
Tokyo doesn't have this, but London did. London had Amazon Now, and it was basically like 2-hour windows.
Yeah.
You could, if you ordered it, it would come in 2 hours.
Oh wow,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was insane.
Like
Like-
expedited shipping.
Yeah,
or-
like sometimes we would be at a house party and we'd run
could
out of
order-
alcohol.
yeah, you could order
And
alcohol.
like instead of going to the Tesco's, we'd literally just order our alcohol off Amazon.
Yeah.
And it
Wow.
would just turn up like an hour later when we were like low on beers.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the future. This is
Yeah, like a whole crate, and then also like I remember I ordered the crate of beer and like a Nintendo Switch game, and I was like sick. So I was like,
it's like who ordered the Switch game?
yeah, it was at a party, and they were like, "Who ordered fucking Mario Party Super?" Sorry, Super Mario Party, and I'm like, "No, that's me."
It was at the bottom of the
I
six
just really wanted to play Mario
I
Party.
was
that
just
one
really fucking jealous of the guy in the other room who's playing it. I really wanted it, man.
That's awesome though.
I think on their internet it was quicker to get it delivered on Amazon Now than
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
to download it and like wait
Oh,
for
wow.
the downloads
Wow.
because the download speeds are shit.
Oh yeah, true.
That's like first world problems in a nutshell. Download too slow, just order it off Amazon. It's slightly faster.
Yeah, because when I used to make long videos, I had to leave my PC on all night and a bit on the next day, and I
Yeah,
couldn't
same.
use it because if this is just to upload files for Evan to edit.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to leave it on all night, hoping that when I woke up, they were all uploaded. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be able to use my PC.
Right.
So yeah, that was a pain in the ass. Now I
Yeah.
just upload it on 1 hour.
Because that's the problem with the copper wiring, right? Is that like when
fucking
you're
slow as
using
shit.
an upload, for example, like really heavily, the download has to compensate for the upload.
oh, it's
Yeah,
garbage, bro.
So like every time I would like upload a video at like 1 a.m., right? I couldn't use the internet because I had legitimately like fucking dial-up speed.
I was about to say, you're going back to dial-up at this
Yeah,
point.
it was
crazy.
legitimately dial-up speed. Like it took like 2 minutes to load up Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't do this.
I can't live like this.
I can't do this, man. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, it's crazy. And they used
Yeah.
to like the companies used to throttle my internet all the fucking time.
God, were you with Virgin?
Yeah,
Fucking Virgin, man.
Virgin Media fucking sucks.
My
dude.
God.
What a version company.
They really were
They're not a
Virgin
chat company at
because
all.
like they on paper they give you the best internet speeds that you
100
can get.
megabytes download.
Yeah.
Never fucking saw it once.
You never see it, and at peak times, man, you are not getting anywhere close near to what they advertise to
Yeah.
you.
The moment you upload or download anything as well,
Yeah.
they immediately throttle you, and I had to call
Yeah.
them up so many times. When like, hey, turn that shit off. I paid for this, and they charge you so much.
We're going back to the days of dial-up where you
Dude,
have to be
yeah.
like, Mom, get off the phone. I'm
I-
downloading a game.
I had
Oh
to
my
do
God.
that with my little brother when I used to play League at home. I'd be
Yeah.
like, my ping would go from like maybe 60,
Yeah.
150.
Like I remember,
Owen, get off the fucking Pornhub, Owen.
like whenever I remember back in university, whenever you were living in like
Oh
a shared house,
Yeah.
my God, trying to game in a shared house is fucking impossible. Because yeah, your ping would either be like 10 when no one's awake, or when it's dinner time, it's like fucking 800.
God.
I'm like, who's fucking downloading another episode of Game of Thrones? And everyone's everyone's torrenting
Everyone
some
puts
shit.
their hands up. No, that was. I mean, it was fucking worse for me because like when I was doing YouTube, like back in Australia, all of my YouTuber friends were in America, right? So every time I jump onto like Gmod or something, on a good day, my ping would be like 300. I'll be like, guys,
why even play at 300 ping?
Because I was desperate for friends.
When we all?
I didn't have any YouTuber friends in Australia.
There must be a formula for like ping correlation with how desperate you are to hang out with that person. Because I play League of Legends a lot with Didus and Emily, and it's like 200 ping, and I'm like, man, this sucks, but it's really fun. Damn, I wouldn't do this.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, 300 ping Gmod was still fun.
No,
yeah.
But, I mean, no one could kill me because I just keep fucking teleports
the
behind
lag
you.
compensation.
What is the value of friendship, right?
Is it 300 ping?
What is your ping limit?
We should break down the value of friendship by ping number. It's like, would I pay 160 ping for you? Yeah, I'll pay you that. Like
800 ping, ultimate friend. 100 ping, just an acquaintance.
I just want to talk to you, man. That's all I want.
Yeah, so you used to upload daily on that garbage internet?
I sure did.
Oh my god.
And that's why my computer exploded,
How
remember?
did you not get like burnt out from that? I think I would like hate.
I mean, I did get burnt out after like 2.5 years of doing that because I quit Let's Plays a week before I moved to Japan.
I remember when you quit that, and I thought like, good.
Yeah. Oh, everyone was like, good. You should have done that ages ago. And I think I did it at the perfect time because that was just around the time, like early 2015. That was around the time when gaming was kind of starting to dip.
Yeah.
Like just overall. That's when YouTube kind of shafted all of gaming YouTube, right? It was like, no more spotlight for you.
Oh yeah, that's around 2015, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Which, like, speaking about that, have you guys, like, in your YouTube careers, ever properly experienced burnout?
Oh yeah.
You have
Like, when was the last time you guys experienced burnout?
Last time I experienced like proper burnout was maybe this was back before I was living with Aki.
Right.
And I was just living on my own.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just had like a moment, like maybe for like half a year where I was just constantly like all I was thinking about was like, all right, what's the next video? What's the next video? I gotta keep one-upping myself and like just coming up with ideas because even back then I think I was maybe uploading like once every 3 days or something. So not as intense as daily, but still pretty fucking intense, right? Especially because now I wasn't doing Let's Plays anymore. I was doing like straight up like I was writing a script every fucking day, right?
Right.
So that shit burnt me out like a hell of a lot. And there was like a point where I was legitimately like, should I just like stop? Like, should I just stop YouTube for a while?
Yeah.
But then I was like, nah, ain't worth it. Ain't worth it.
I mean, I think a lot of people, the viewers, hear a lot about like the mystical YouTube burnout and what it means. Like, what are they like? Can you like try and explain?
At this point, when I'm sure, like for like a viewer, hearing burnout, hearing burnout is just like, oh, let's just get that off the YouTuber checklist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's kind of just become it's kind of just become a cliche now. It's like, oh, you reached burnout, okay.
It's like, all right, see you in a couple of days. You'll be over it soon. Yeah. Like people think that YouTuber burnout is just like I don't know.
Woe is me.
Yeah, kind of a woe is me, like a very privileged first world problem. But I think like it's just another form of like creator burnout, right? Where and if you've never experienced burnout in your life or creator burnout, artist block is another word for it.
Yeah.
It's essentially where you want to do something and you want to make something, but you either have no motivation or no inspiration to do it whatsoever. Or both sometimes, right?
Sometimes
where you're just
both.
like, man, I really want to get a video out. I know I need to get a video out. I want to be creative. I just don't know what to do. Yeah. And I have no motivation for it.
Yeah. I think there's one person who reached burnout recently, then they made a statement about it, and it hit me hard because so the author of Tower of God recently went on hiatus for an indefinite period of time. So we don't know. He hasn't said I'm going to be away for this long. He actually just wrote like a really, really long post, just detailing that he's just had no breaks for this entire like time during Tower of God. And I remember there was this one line that really hit me, which was, I think he said, I didn't know whether I was working to upload or uploading to work. I didn't know whether I was living to upload or upload to live. You know what I mean? So, and I'm just like, dude, I totally get that, man.
Yeah.
Because there are times during burnout where you're just like, man, what am I doing? What am I doing? Am I even enjoying this anymore?
Yeah. So, I mean, to explain to the viewers, how do you like get into burnout? Like, how does it feel like? And how does it start?
It happens in so many different ways. I feel it really depends on the person, but like, a common thing that would happen is like, for example, like if you uploaded like 4 or 5 videos that are like absolute bangers, right? It's just like boom, views, boom, views, boom, views. And then after that really good streak, you have another streak, but in the opposite direction. Yeah. Of like, oh, that one bombed. Oh, that one bombed even harder. Oh, that one bombed even harder.
Yeah.
And you start to lose self motivation and like you start to, I don't know, it's really hard to explain, isn't it? It kind of just like you don't realize creator burnout has started until you're deep in creator burnout.
Yeah. It's really hard to see the early signs of creative burnout. Sometimes it's just you just wake up and you just do a job, and then eventually, like 5 months down the line, you're like, man, I've just been feeling exactly the same this entire 5 months, and I'm just not getting anything new out of this.
I'm sure like most people who just work normal jobs get it as well with their own job, where they just kind of feel like do I like this? Or like, I know a lot of people don't like what they do and they just do it to survive because they don't have a choice, right? I mean, we're very lucky that we do something that is, most people would say, is pretty fun, right?
Yeah.
And it's very,
and no
very
doubt
freeing.
it is.
Oh, it's definitely it's a very hard job, and I'm not in like any manual intensive kind of way. Not being like, we're working so fucking hard. It's a hard job, like mentally, but still definitely by far like the best job I've ever had. I couldn't think of a job that would give me this much freedom.
No, I wouldn't replace this for anything.
Yeah, which is why we haven't quit. But in terms of pure work hours, I know for a fact I put more hours working, like actual working in this job than like any previous job I've done.
Oh, easily.
And it's because you can never switch off. And I think this is the same for anyone who's like self-employed, where especially in our position where our jobs stemmed from our hobby. So do you ever get that point when you're kind of watching an anime or reading a manga, and there's just that little voice in the back of your head that says, you can make a video out of this. You can make a video out of this. Instead of just like reading it for pure enjoyment.
Right? That's why I've completely, over the last 2 years or so, I've had a complete anime burnout.
Yeah.
Just for that, like, I've stopped, like, I'm sure my viewers can easily see that I have not been talking about recent anime whatsoever. When people ask, hey, have you watched this? Hey, have you watched this recent stuff? I always say, nope, I'll get to it, because I have that thing of like, I could just watch this for my own entertainment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel like I'm wasting my time if I don't make a video on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't know. That's my biggest fear, is just wasting time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like whenever I feel like I'm wasting time, I just can't lose myself in like any show or something.
Right.
And it's up to like, for anime, that's times 10, because I can never just watch an anime just for purely watching an anime anymore.
Right.
And that's made watching anime and reading manga 10 times harder, because if I feel like I don't get anything out of this, either like for entertainment wise, or if it's something I can't talk about or something like that, then I just can't get myself to focus on it.
Sorry.
But yeah, like recently I just watched The Good Place, which is like a live action show on Netflix. And I watched
live action?
Yeah.
What?
And I did something I hadn't done in a long time, and I watched all 4 seasons in like a few days.
Oh, wow.
I'm like,
wow.
what the fuck did I just do? How did I didn't know I had this in me. Remember when I watched One Piece in like 2 weeks?
I can binge?
I can still binge stuff? My God.
It's weird, because I think the hardest part is, like, when I used to work at McDonald's and I used to go home and I got to watch anime or play video games.
Yeah.
It was just like totally different. I didn't have to worry about McDonald's.
You didn't have to second guess, right? Like, you could just be like, immediately, like, I'm watching anime, I'm watching manga.
And I
I'm
think
reading
the
manga.
hard part about burnout is that instead of like the job being difficult itself, is that it creeps into every aspect of your life. Like, because YouTubers are more often than not themselves is the product. Like, we're like the brand, if you will. You know, like, even just if I go out for a meal, I'm like, am I wasting potential by not posting about this and where I'm doing?
Yeah.
It's like everything in your life is like infected with this thought of like, should I try and monetize this?
Yeah.
It's the point where everything in your life becomes a commodity.
Yeah.
Even experiences, experiences can become a commodity, or like in our cases, it could become like a nice, fun story on Trash Taste and that kind of thing, right? Where everything you start thinking about everything in your life in terms of your job and how it can affect your YouTube, or how you can use that to benefit it. And it gets to a point sometimes where it just becomes subconscious.
Which is why I never understood the mentality of people who do like daily vlogs of their lives.
My God,
how do you do that?
I think you have to be a psychopath.
I think you do. You have to be psychopathic or sociopathic or a combination.
I mean, you definitely lose something, right?
Yeah.
Like, my relationship with anime and manga has forever been changed. Like, I still love anime and manga, but my relationship with it has been forever changed, because that to me is content, and that to me is my job.
It's work material.
Like,
right?
imagine if your entire life was content.
I mean,
my God.
This is why, like, all the like like vlogging couples always end up breaking up, right? Because of course you're going to break up because your whole relationship is the YouTube channel.
Yeah. Your whole relationship is determined by the algorithm, right?
Yeah, and it's basically how long you stay together is how long is the money worth it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
After you get so rich, it's like, at what point do you need this extra money?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Like, if you already have like 2 fucking houses.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, I've seen, say, like, there are some family vloggers, for example, that have been going on for like, 5-10 years, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how are you guys like okay mentally?
Yeah.
Because that would drive me fucking insane.
Yeah.
Because like I get insane just from going to a bookstore and being like, all right, I got to find my next video.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let alone you do that every moment of your life.
Yeah.
Being like, all right, what's something I can like pick up and show on camera to like show them that like we're living a normal life. You know? Like,
also as well, whenever I've hung out with like YouTubers, it's normally always like the newer ones or the smaller ones who always want to like take a picture and post everything because I think that they haven't like experienced it yet where they're like, because if you hang out with big YouTubers, they're never like, oh, let's post this on social media or let's take a picture of the post. It's always like, oh, we're not like, I don't know, there's just like this kind of vibe that you get around some people where you're like, all right, cool. This is just going to be a private thing. Nothing's going to be like, it's
weirdly, it's like you usually have to, if you're interacting with a bigger YouTuber, you usually have to be the one to be like, hey, is it okay if I upload this?
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
Yeah, I would ask. I mean, if I'm with a bigger YouTuber and I for some reason wanted to post what I was doing at that moment in time, I would ask them. But I never do. No. I always like get like a fucking sigh when I'm like, someone pulls out a camera and they're gonna post it. I'm like, all right,
all right, we're gonna do that thing. Here we go.
I just wanted to eat dinner, but fine, let's turn it into something. Like, because to me, it's like the only like 100% escape I get is just like a nice fucking meal. I don't know why. I fucking love food.
You just like food, man.
I fucking love food.
I like food.
I mean, who doesn't?
To me, like, food is, don't get me wrong, very tasty, very delicious, and I can eat a lot of it.
I'd like to think so, yes.
Right? But for me, my favorite part about food is like the social aspect of food and like eating with someone and like having it like be a conversation and the food is like a complement to that. And because it's a shared experience that you can discuss. And if you don't know someone, it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe you could talk about the food and then it opens you up a little bit. I don't know. I just really like that aspect of it. And I don't like that being like ruined by by people trying to like monetize it
right in front of your salad.
Right, I'm just trying to enjoy my immaculate meal, my A5 beef,
my immaculate salad.
And sometimes I'll post a picture. I'll take a picture. 99% of the time, I don't post it. Just for me. I'm like, I want to remember this so I can know.
Yeah, that's something I've noticed recently. I'd say, especially in the last like 2 or 3 years or so, where for some reason, the more I do social media and the more I used to post, now I post way less. Yet I experience more. If that makes sense.
This is like, a lot of people ask, Gun, why don't you post on Instagram? Gun, post more on Instagram.
I fucking don't post anything on Instagram
and
too.
I remember I've tried so many times to get on my to like get more on my Instagram, and that's just because I fucking hate having an experience, right? This is the thing I hate the most. Having some kind of experience, whether it's a nice meal or you're going somewhere new, and I feel pressured to document it.
I gotta take a nice photo of this for Instagram, right?
Like for one, I fucking suck at taking photos.
Oh yeah.
So half the time I'm like trying to figure out, hey, how do I make what I see look good? Like, how do I do that? This is why I don't work with like live action stuff. Yeah. But I also just hate that experience of just having to feel like I need to document this. I need to make sure the world knows what I'm doing. And I feel like ever since I just completely given up on my Instagram. Yes, I've just given up at this point.
Everybody unfollow now.
you can unfollow me. I probably won't notice. But like as soon as I just gave up on it, then it just felt like a weight was off my shoulder.
Right.
And I feel like Twitter for me is just way more casual.
I love Twitter.
Yeah.
Like Twitter, I don't have to try. It's just like I say any stupid thought that comes to my mind.
Dude, I tweeted penis and it got 25,000 likes. I'm like, you guys will like fucking anything. But like with Instagram, I'm kind of the same. Like I'm not going to say I'm active on Instagram. Like
you're the most active out of
I'm probably the most active. But the thing is that like I'd say the past 10 to 15 photos I put up on Instagram, I didn't take. It was either Aki took it or somebody else. Like Luke took a lot of them, like the recent ones, because he's a cameraman.
I just never think when I'm at a place, I'm like, I should take a picture. Like I do occasionally, and there's pictures on my Instagram at places, but most of the time, I never think I should take a picture. I'm like, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like I don't know. And that shouldn't be like a thing of like, wow, look how amazing I am. I just
you have nothing to prove, right? Yeah, it's like I don't have to take a nice photo of this trip I went to prove to you that I went on this nice trip. Like Like,
Yeah,
you know, that should just be something that you should cherish. Not to say, you know, don't post your experiences on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, if you're
Yeah.
okay with
Yeah,
that,
I did
fucking
just
go
recently.
for it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a necessity, especially if you're a content creator or a YouTuber.
Yeah,
or something
I think it. I think what we're saying, like more like doubly, is about other content creators or other YouTubers, because as a content creator, you do commodify your life, and you need to find. As I learned that I needed to find some parts of my life that just weren't touched by YouTube, and
Yeah.
just
You
weren't.
really have to like actively make sure you're thinking about it. I also think that when you're starting out, it's a lot easier to fall into the traps of self-employed, because a lot of the time YouTubers are young, and you know, I started when I was 19, and I had no chill.
You were 19 when you started.
Yeah, I had 19 when I started.
How old were you when you started, Grant?
17.
17.
Yeah.
I was 18 when I started.
Yeah, I find when you get that first initial growth, your thought is to pour everything into it.
Yeah.
I definitely did do that, and I definitely got burnt out very quickly because I was doing university as well at the time.
Yeah.
Same.
So it was like I was putting in a full 40-hour work week on my YouTube, and then I was putting probably not a full 40-hour work week into my university studies.
Oh no, it was definitely like YouTube University for me, right?
Yeah.
And then my social life was just, you know,
In shambles.
tumbleweed.
Yeah.
I mean, and the sad thing is, right, is that for every one of us that you hear the success story, you know, there's a lot of survivor bias with that kind of stuff, because for every 3 YouTubers like us that did it during a job or university, we made it through, but it's probably like 100 people who fucking sweated their ass off full throughout university trying to get it to work and failed miserably.
Yeah.
And didn't have anything to show for it, right? Like
Yeah.
I took a gamble and it worked off, but it was a dumb gamble in reality.
Yeah.
But I was passionate about it.
But I mean, the more dumb gamble for you would have been if you saw that little bit of success and you're like, I'm going to quit university, which is something you should never do.
So yeah, like I fully do. Please do that, because I was going to do a master's, but I ended up doing a bachelor's because I just hated engineering by the end of it. I got a 2-1 at the end, so I was like, "Oh, I'll take it. It's good enough."
Yeah.
Do you have that in US?
What?
The rating system for?
I mean, I'm not from the US.
Oh,
but-
sorry, fuck the Australia.
Okay.
Australia.
Is there
sorry.
like different levels of degree?
like the
Well, like
pass rate?
bachelor's, masters.
No, so
that kind
then
of
the
stuff.
bachelor's like the pass rate, like the first.
Oh,
first 2-1, 2-2.
I don't know.
Like
I
the
only
first, second, or third degree.
I probably got the lowest one. So I legitimately just slid past.
Oh, okay.
Go
Yeah.
to
And I was like, give me the paper. I'm fucking out.
got a fucking first, baby.
Oh
Really?
my god, dude! You would. I wish Gaunt was in my dissertation presentation. He would have fucking cackled this way. So I'll go on a tangent real quick. So my dissertation was fucking awful. A dissertation, by the way, is like your final paper.
Yeah.
It's like 30 pages long. And in my one in engineering, we have to like actually either prove something like that's been proved before, or like make a device or something. So I decided, I'm gonna make. So we were given a topic, and my topic.
You told me this
my
story.
topic was a wave energy device.
Yeah.
Now I loved renewable energies, and I loved doing that. And luckily we had like one of the best guys in the UK. Was the guy who was my tutor.
Okay.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, dude, I can make a wave energy device. Wave energy devices have never been proven to like work very well. They in concept they work, but they don't work in large scales.
Right.
Normally it's below the waves,
Yeah.
like the flow in the bottom they use.
Yeah.
So I was like, but I can do it. I can make a device that will work. I had like no experiencing workshopping or like making things.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I thought this would go well. So I did this whole paper. I wrote everything about this concept. Then I had to build the concept. And it was the biggest piece of shit I'd ever built in my life. So I dead ass made this like pathetic little wooden thing with some copper coil strapped to it and like a bobbing thing, like a toilet float. And I turned up to this thing like a kid, like a 6-year-old kid in
Like
a
show and tell.
At the science fair, right?
like at the science fair. Like it was literally science fair quality, but even worse than that. And I turn up and I'm like, so here I go through 10 minutes of all this very detailed scientific like calculations, the proving, and I pull out this piece of shit cardboard thing, like wooden plywood, and I'm like, so you just pull this up and down with the waves, and it'll make electricity. And then I had an LED attached, one singular LED, and he's like, it's not powering it. And I'm like, you have to go really fast. And so I start doing like fucking this with the fucking like jacking it off basically. And he's like, so do you know any waves that go that fast? And I was like, no. There are no waves that go that fast.
I love that's like the most university professor kind of question. It's like the kind of like they will ask you questions where they know the answer. They just want to see you like bullshit your way through this.
So yeah, he has two people, my tutor, and he was fucking giggling the whole time when I pulled it out. And the auditor kind of person who'd never seen before. And I had a dead ass like look her in the eye and be like, this is very scientific, very accurate. It will work, I promise. It was so embarrassing. And everyone before me was in a full suit, and I just turned up in a t-shirt. I didn't get the memo that we had to dress nice.
Right.
And so it was just fucking painful. And then he kept asking me questions like, can you hook it up to a battery? And I'm like, I don't have any Duracells lying around. Maybe you do. I don't really like.
You can't even light the LED on the Duracell.
I'm like,
So what you did is that you just made a device to light an LED, and it didn't even do that.
and so yeah, I basically made a very basic electromagnetic thing.
That's what it sounded like. Just like you put the magnet in a coil and it makes
Yeah, so
electricity.
the idea was that it bobs up with the wave.
It's like
Fleming's left-hand rule.
It's like some shit people were doing in like the 1600s, right? It's like for science experiments.
Yeah, and this is the problem is that there's too many variables in waves to like.
Yeah.
You would need like hundreds of the like little wave devices, but how the fuck are you gonna have that on top of the waves? Like this shit's gonna break all the time.
Yeah.
Basically, it doesn't work. I fucked up and I embarrassed myself.
I just remembered a similar thing for, it wasn't for like, because we didn't really have like a dissertation for us. Like we had like 3 big projects that we had to do. And then those 3 projects would go on display at like the graduation party for our curricula.
Yeah.
And one of them for the course that I was doing was, I did like a computer robotics course.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen like those robots? They have them a lot in America, but they're those like robot arms that are basically like robot bartenders.
Oh,
Have you
yeah,
ever
yeah, I've
seen
seen
those?
those. Yeah, I've seen those.
I think it's an Australian invention, but basically it's just this giant white arm that's programmable and it pours drinks, basically. It's just an automated
cool.
bartender robot. So we had one of those because I think our university like was the first to develop it or something.
right.
And we had one lying around. So we had to make a program that used the bartender robot, and then they would show that off at the graduation party to actually serve drinks at the graduation party. So we're like, okay, that sounds dope. Problem is that it was a group project, never goes well. And second of all, I was the only one who knew how to program. And third of all, I sucked at programming. So we made this like whole thing. We planned out this giant thing being like, all right, let's do it where you press this button. You can choose like the amount of shots that can go into the glass. You can choose the glass size, all this shit. And we're like, all right, who's going to program it?
Yeah.
The other 2 looked at me and they're like, we don't know how to program. I was like, all right, I guess I'm programming it then. Had to learn.
It's always that point where you're like, does anyone not know how to do this? Fuck, I gotta take responsibility.
It's like, all right, I guess I have to learn JavaScript from scratch. Then sick. And C++. Okay, yeah, I can do this.
Did you get it working?
And so in the end, we have to present it, right? We're kind of like a dissertation. We have to present in front of the class. But the problem was the only thing that worked. There was one thing that worked. We had like 10 different options that you could choose from. None of them worked except for one. And that was the one where you press a button and it will pour a beer. A single beer.
That's the most Australian thing I've ever
Australia
heard
has
all
been
day.
saved.
Not even like, and this is a button you could only press once. Once the robot poured one beer, that was it. The app was dead.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
We passed somehow. I don't fucking know. But then the professor was like, "So do you want to have this on the graduation thing?" We're just like, "No, no, please. I'm not even going to show up to the graduation. I'm too embarrassed." Because I'm going to see all these other amazing projects and just feel like absolute shit for it. But if you want one beer, it's all yours,
there
baby.
you go.
So it better be the best beer of your life.
God.
Oh, it was like some VB shit. It was
God,
Fine.
you guys remind me of like so many of my like university projects and dissertations. Like I remember my dissertation was like a lot. Did your dissertations feel like a fucking lifetime to complete?
Yeah.
Because mine did, and I remember. Like my dissertation had several stages, and I remember like
Depression.
One of the first stages, I had to like build like a wireless antenna. So we had to build a system where I could like transfer data wirelessly. And my friend actually helped me build it. And I remember we basically just recreated probably the invention of porn, right? Okay. Because what happened, right? We were working on this for like an entire day. and we couldn't get it working. We were like, why is the data not transmitting? Is the receiver maybe receiving the signals wrong? We don't know. And then suddenly, after so much work, we get it working. We send like this message like "Hello world" or some basic ass message, and it was just like the fucking eureka moment. It was like such a bro moment. I was like, yes, we got this message to send. We got data from one antenna to another wirelessly, and then we just looked at each other. We're like, so what do we do now? And he just goes, let's try sending ASCII porn.
Not even real porn, just ASCII porn.
Yeah, no, we couldn't send that much data at that time, so we were just like, what can we send? Let's send ASCII boobies. So we Google like a naked girl with like through an ASCII filter, and then we try sending that, and we're like, yeah, it fucking works. so
and thus porn was invented.
And then we were like, wait, this is exactly how porn was started.
Yeah.
Just imagining some scientists having this eureka moment, like imagine like the telegram being invented, and then the next thing they want to send is fucking ASCII porn or something like that.
I don't remember that in history.
Exactly.
It's like we could go to the store to buy the Playboy magazine, or you could just send it to me while I'm home. I was like,
jacking off to ASCII boobies.
Exactly.
Okay.
But like I remember going all the way forward to when I had to present it, and I'm like, I'm still fucking pissed to this day because I had my project which I worked so fucking hard on, right? And I actually knew it was actually working. It was like
Why are you gonna do me like that? Why are you gonna
wow, the call out.
Wow.
It was many sleepless nights, many Red Bulls to get this fucking tracking system working that I had been working on all year. And so for some reason, you know, like that dickhead professor that just seems to wake up and he just he just wants to be an arsehole. Yeah. He just, for some reason, that was the day he woke up and he wanted to be an arsehole.
Right.
So he just starts grilling me on my presentation, and asking me questions that, you know, that you shouldn't expect from my level, basically. I mean, I was doing a master's, but he was asking me like PhD level questions. I don't know why, and I was there for a good like 20 minutes.
Why do you hate me?
Because I swear the questioning was meant to be like 10 minutes max. He's gonna ask you 10 minutes worth of questions. It goes on for 20 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I'm like sweating. It was like the worst job interview I've ever been in. Like, you know when you're just spitting bullshit and you don't even know if it's correct anymore.
Yeah.
That was like the point I was getting at. So he finishes with me, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Why did he do that to me? I'm like sweating. I didn't even get a good mark for my presentation.
Oh, what an asshole.
But what really kills me is that the person next to me was the one girl in my class. The one girl in an engineering class.
Oh, you didn't grill her?
And okay, so I saw his face. So like when he was like grinning me, he was like eyebrows furrowed, like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit about what you said. Yeah. Goes over to the next person. Hi, what project do you have here?
My boy's horny on main.
Oh, that's sweet. And I know for a fact that she didn't know that thing didn't fucking work. She didn't put any fucking work into it, but she got a higher mark on the presentation than me, and my thing actually worked.
And
fuck you.
And it's like, well, now we know who is sucking the professor off after class.
I don't know how we got this fucking tangent, man.
Yeah, back to the YouTube burnout.
Oh,
I was telling the story, and like I think the most burnout I ever got on YouTube, like because we can get into like now later on, but I remember when I first moved to London, for some reason because I was going to London quite a lot to do voice work, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just move there, because why not? Got nothing better to do. And I moved there, and I was making about $1,200 a month total before tax, which not great for London.
So you're making about $500.
Well, yeah, and my rent was like £600 a month.
Right.
And then council tax was like £100 a month. And then there was bills included. So after all bills and tax was gone, I was left with like $100 to $200 a month for like food and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's not good. That's not good. And then
do the math.
Yeah, I was doing the math on my spreadsheet, and it was like, you're fucked. You're absolutely fucked. And so that's...
Just put in a spreadsheet formula. It just comes out, you're fucked.
Conclusion, you're fucked.
So that first month I moved there, I was like, I really wanted to change my content up as well, because I was doing strictly like Black Butler based stuff at the time. and I was desperate to get out of that because I really didn't want to keep doing that because
You'll burn out of Black Bubble.
I fucking started hating it, and the viewers were really obnoxious at times as well. And so I really wanted to make this content work. And as you guys know, normally when you try new stuff on YouTube, the first few times you do it, it isn't perceived well. Normally people are a bit hesitant about it. At least it was quite drastic at the time, for me at least. So I started doing new content and I was working my ass off and none of it was getting views. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go broke. I'm not going to be able to.
I'm in danger.
I'm like chuckles. Yeah, chuckles. I'm like, yo, these next 4 videos, bangers, 100% bangers.
Yeah.
This is my new content, new me. This is where I'm going to turn it all around.
Yeah.
And then they all bombed so hard. And I remember,
like, how hard are we talking? Like,
I was averaging about in 24 hours. I was averaging about 25k views at that time to 30, which is not. Wait, was it?
Well, I mean, how many subs did you have at the time?
When I moved to London, it must have been about 200k.
Okay, that's
I
decent.
think I was
That's not
averaging
bad.
anywhere between 25k to 50k views a video in the
That's
first
decent.
week,
Yeah.
which was fine.
Yeah.
And I remember these videos all came out and they got like 8k. And I checked like the ad rev and it was like $15. And I was like, I'm getting $15 a month from these videos. I'm gonna go fucking broke, man. And then fucking Amino come down being like, hey, you want $200 for a sponsored video? And I have like no fucking choice but to take it because I'm actually gonna like be homeless if I don't take it, or I'm gonna have to ask my mum for like, hey mum, can you spot me? Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to ask my parents for money.
I love how Amino is every man's first sponsor.
Because they fucking rip you off, man.
Yeah.
They pay
I remember they
people
were my
nothing.
first sponsor.
They know
as
how
well.
to slide in, bro.
Yeah.
Because their whole tactic is going after channels that are up and coming, that don't know any better.
Yeah.
Because I know they gave people who gave them 1 million view videos for $15.
Yep.
What?
$15 because they don't know any better. It's crazy. And
Genius.
it's just genius.
It is genius,
And
but
it's still a
slimy as fuck.
It's slimy.
Completely
as fuck,
slimy.
so
100
slimy.
genius.
And and then luckily, those videos later on started to I started turning it all around maybe 3 or 4 months later,
Right.
and it started to really pick up the new stuff, and I started getting an audience. But man, those 3 months where I wasn't picking up were the scariest 3 months of my life.
Oh, yeah.
Because I thought I was gonna I've never tried super fucking hard at something in my life and failed. And I thought like, fuck.
I'm a winner.
Because I'm fucking psychotic when I want to get something done. Like I was working like
I think stoic is the word you're looking
no
for.
psychotic. I was a fucking relationship.
You're past stoic.
I
It's
was
psychotic.
I was like
Yeah.
a relationship vlogger, bro. I was on full psychopath mode, bro. I was working easily like 12, 14 hours a day to get
Jesus.
this shit working. Like
Right.
I didn't have any time for video games because I was like, I need to make this work.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And like it just wasn't working. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And then it was probably because I was probably too invested in it, probably didn't help, right?
Yeah.
Because I felt that every single video I was going to make could make me fucking homeless if I fucked it up.
Yeah.
So it was like, fuck. Not only am I overly invested in this because I really want it to succeed, I'm also gonna go fucking homeless if I don't get this fucking working.
Yeah.
And it's like I see it with streamers as well when they're like, I'm a stream 12 hours a day, and I'm like, that is.
Bro, I don't know how streamers do it, man. Streamers is a skill set that I could never understand and I could never do, no matter how much I tried to.
I think it's
work
your
through
personality, though.
It has to be
because
your
I think I could,
personality.
if it was my job, I think I'd have no problem streaming 8 hours a day.
I would have massive problems.
I don't think I'd have.
Yeah.
I just want to do other shit. Like I could do it, but I'd prefer to do other shit.
But
Yeah.
I've very quickly noticed, like, we talked about last week about how I've been getting into VTuber streams and whatnot, and I have a lot of like IRL streamer friends as well who can,
Yeah.
like, some of them can go like 8 to 12 hours a day,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no problems at
Yeah.
all. I've noticed that, like, with streaming, it really is like YouTube, where anybody can start it, but not anybody can do it.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah.
you really have to be built.
It
to
takes
stream.
years of fucking up.
It
Yeah, I
does.
think,
It
and,
does.
and also the right personality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because people come into YouTube thinking they can succeed right away, and what they don't like. YouTube is not about making one banger videos. If like the way I see YouTube is that if you make enough videos, eventually you're gonna get one that's on the algorithm. And I've
Yeah.
seen so many channels that just have like 1,000 views in every video, and then one video gets
Yeah,
like 200, 300, sometimes a million views, and they just can't recreate that.
Yeah.
And it's about being able to consistently grow your views. It's not about getting that one banger video.
Yeah,
it's
it's
about
true.
slowly, like, some people rise up very quickly, but you shouldn't ever think that you're going to be one of those people, because those are like the lucky ones. But I believe that if you play your cards right, and if you know what you're doing in terms of marketing on YouTube, there is a path that you can take that is sustainable growth.
Yeah,
And-
YouTube to me isn't about getting 15 minutes of fame and
Yeah.
then you've made it. It's about getting 15 minutes of fame every day.
yeah,
consistently,
It's-
you know?
Yeah.
It's about making 10 videos that are good and are growing consistently and never stopping. And that's why burnout exists. It's because once you finish one video, you have like a day of rest and you realize you got to do it all over again.
No matter how good the last one
Yeah.
was, it doesn't matter because that's not going to be like,
Yeah.
you're not a movie
That's not going to
director.
pay your bills for
Yeah.
the next 10
Yeah.
years, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, do you guys remember an exact point when you just kind of realized, like, you know, when you start off YouTube, you're like, I can do this forever.
Yeah.
Making videos, talking about anime, fucking easy. This is like the dream job. I can do this forever.
Yeah.
Do you ever have a point when you're just like, man, what's the end game of this? Like, what am I doing?
But like, you know, when I worked at McDonald's, I didn't think like, yo, what's the end game of this? How many McFlurries do I got to make?
But like, did you ever think, man, how much longer can I keep just making McFlurries? You know what I mean?
What is their after shop manager? Like, what's above that?
Dude, the moment I started working at McDonald's, I was like, I want to leave here so fucking bad. But I really want that new Xbox. But I really want to fucking.
But that's the end game, right? That's the
it's
goal.
true,
That
it's
is an
true.
end
Yeah,
game.
Xbox
Right?
is the end game.
Yeah, that is the end game.
I guess it's hard because I think what I want out of YouTube changes constantly.
Yeah.
I think right now, I'm in a place where I think I'm the best where I've ever been on YouTube, and I think I've got my mental health at the best place where it's ever been on YouTube. I really do separate it, and I really do take care of myself, which is weird because I got a comment on like a few recent videos of like, is Connor doing okay?
There's always those comments.
and like,
Is Connor depressed?
yeah, and it's weird because it's like, dude, like if I am more, it's probably because I'm more real in the videos, if anything. Like I've stopped caring about if I look kind of annoyed or depressed at any points.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like maybe when I'm directing someone or doing something like that.
Like you don't have to
just
bother with like the business smile, right?
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just kind of like now I just turn on the camera and I just literally just do me,
Yeah.
and I feel like it's being received better than ever.
Yeah.
Right. And it's hard to do that, but also I think because I've gotten such a good control over the separation of job and like you know what I'm doing. Like when I went away this weekend, Niigata, I did not think about YouTube for one moment for like 4 days.
Yeah.
I had to upload a video at one point, but that's literally just one point in the evening where I schedule it, and I just that's it. Like I just don't think about YouTube when I'm not working now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I managed to do that because I remember there was a time when, like I said in London, I could not turn it off. Like I could not stop thinking about YouTube. Everything was YouTube. Like, what am I going to do next? What's the new idea? What's this new thing?
Because I remember you messaged me a couple of days ago when you were still up in Niigata, and we had like a really brief discussion
Yeah,
about
we
it.
did, we
about
did.
how Connor was like, "Is it bad that I'm starting to care less about YouTube? Not in the sense
Yeah.
of like I don't care about videos,
Yeah.
but it doesn't take over my life as much
Yeah,
anymore."
I will get back to your question later, but I guess because it's weird because my whole YouTube career, if you will, I've always thought about it.
Yeah.
Always. Like, I don't stop thinking about it. And I'm like, is it bad that I have large periods of time, like 2-3 days, where I can just not think about it? Is that bad? Like, I don't know. Am I a bad YouTuber?
No, that's like
Is that healthy?
That's healthy because
that's healthy.
that's what I'm trying to do.
Right,
I haven't
right.
been able to achieve that at all.
Right.
I think throughout my YouTube career.
Really?
I think that's my problem. I think like
I wish I could tell you how I did it.
this year especially, I think I've been like close to burnout around like fucking 10
Yeah,
times. or
I
something.
feel
Yeah,
I feel
you've
bad.
been really bad this
and
year.
I think it's just because this
Fuck
year
you guys.
you suck this year. Fuck you guys.
I can definitely. I think I can definitely tell when I'm around you that you're like. I can feel that you're stressed about it.
Yeah. And I think that's just because normally I'm used to a change in environment or a
Yeah,
change in
yeah,
break,
yeah.
but just because of like the global situation, we've not been able
Lockdown
to
has
travel.
definitely, like, put it
Lockdown
down
has
there.
just made it like 10 times worse. And I know like I've gotten a few comments recently like, oh, Gant's uploading videos less. What's going on there? And it's like there's nothing going on. I'm just staring at a
the
blank.
problem.
That's the
Nothing is
problem.
going on.
Because the thing that really stresses me out is this notion that if you don't upload, like in the viewer's mind, if you don't upload,
You're dead.
Like everyone's thinking either he's dead or man, he must be working on a banger video, right? He must be pouring all his time into this fucking banger video, and it's sometimes that just makes it more pressure.
Right.
Like, especially if there's a long break, that man coming back with just another of the same upload I've been doing before just makes it really difficult.
That's one thing that I guess is like the good thing about having a schedule, or like good thing about having a time frame of like, okay, it's been however many days, I have to upload a video, right? Because that expectation gets completely thrown out the window.
Yeah.
And then when you do release that banger of a video, it's a pleasant surprise, right? You're like, oh shit, my man was able to do this in the same time frame as a regular video. All right, I see you.
Yeah.
Because I know it's an unhealthy mindset, but sometimes even when I'm on holiday or even when like I'm like away, I'm secretly thinking to myself like, this could have been time that I've used towards doing something with my channel.
That's like a big no in my mind.
Yeah, that's a big no.
When I go on vacation,
I don't know how to switch that off though.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't.
I guess. Okay, having a little bit of backlog of videos is like, this is what you don't have.
That's it. Because I have never in my YouTube career felt like I've been on top of my work. Because unlike you guys, I finish a video, I upload it, and that grace period, like that 20 to 48 hour grace period after I upload a video, that's my holiday. Because that's the only time I can mentally be like, okay, I deserve this break.
I feel uncomfortable if I'm not at least 4 or 5 videos recorded ahead.
Yeah.
Like, they might not be edited and done, but like, I don't feel comfortable unless I have that buffer, because like, for example, when I moved back to my parents before moving to Japan, like, I just wasn't in the mood because I hated the environment. I love my parents, but I just didn't like being home.
Yeah.
And I just didn't want to make videos. So I just didn't. And then also when I moved to Japan, I wanted to enjoy Japan for the first month.
Yeah.
So I didn't make videos for a month. I didn't feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Because I had the backlog, and I completely used all of my backlog for that month. And also I just don't have to worry about taking a weekend off or taking 4, like, I haven't made a video or done any video stuff in about a week and a half now. I don't know why. I just can't think of ideas right now, and I've also been really fucking busy. I mean, we did with a video that we can't talk about yet.
Yeah.
That's coming out soon.
we did a special thing.
Yeah, we did a special video,
thing,
and then also we had the podcast in between there, and then I've been really busy, and I was way behind on a bunch of other stuff. So it's just like having that backlog. Even if, okay, this is my advice to you, Gon. Even if you like have to do a month between each upload, try and get like 1 or 2 videos backlog that you can like drip out, so that you can at least then take those 1 or 2 days off and be like, I'm not going to think about it because I don't need to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to take these days off, and I know I'm taking these days off, so why would I ruin them by thinking about like, oh shit, what are the Fiverr sellers up to? What are they doing? Man? What porn are they drawing? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I really, it's difficult. I guess I fucked it up so many times that I've learned now.
I feel like I'm on like the extreme of that, because say for example, like, you know, every AX, which is in July, I usually go to America for like,
makes me sad and remembering.
I usually go to America from anywhere between 1 to 3 months, right? Because I'm going around, I'm visiting places, whatnot, and so I have to make a backlog, right? I mean, I could technically just make videos while I'm at Aki's parents' place, but that would be fucking weird, and I don't want to use my time on holiday, because it's technically a holiday to fucking worry about work. So 2 months before that, I just grind. I grind like fucking crazy, and I make like legit 2 to 3 months worth of videos ahead. I don't know how I do it.
That's like something I have. That's a world I have never heard of.
Dude, last year I made 12 videos ahead.
I wish I could be that ahead, man. I wish. And it was, I like wake up and I dream of that moment.
And it was great because for those 1 to 3 months that I was away, because we also went to like Europe and stuff, and like I went to go see you, and I went to go see all my friends in Europe and all my friends in America. The thought of YouTube was just completely gone. I turned back into just regular Joey for 2 months. Yeah. And it was so liberating, but it's a double-edged sword, right? Because when you're not thinking about your job or doing YouTube for that long, and you come back to it, it's like taking a gap year at uni.
It is a little difficult to get back into it. But you also might come into it more refreshed than ever.
Oh, no, that's what I mean. That's why it's a double-edged sword, because it can easily be either one of the two. You can either come back and be like, I have like 20 new ideas, or you can come back and be like, fuck, I don't want to do this.
I think the point that was the biggest turning point for me was getting an editor. Like,
oh, yes.
And I know that you always think that like YouTubers are always like, man, but I've just got this touch to it. And I'm like, no, you're fucking wrong. You are actually just wrong. There is someone who could do it better than you, because that's their job to do that.
They can do it better and faster.
Better, faster, and guess what? You have free time now.
Yeah.
You know what that's like? You never had that before, and I sucked at editing.
Yeah.
I fucking
I mean,
suck.
Gaunt talked me
edits-
into.
Yeah, I convinced Joey to get an editor.
Yeah, because because up until less than 2 years ago, I was editing all of my videos.
Still.
and like I remember back in the early days of YouTube, people used to be iffy about, like, viewers used to get like pissed if you had an editor.
Yeah.
But not anymore. I'm glad that it's changed.
Yeah,
And,
well, it's like
yeah.
sponsorships, right? It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
grown to be
'Cause-
like accepting.
The way I see it is that I've gotten better editing, and now I have more time to make better videos, and I can make more ambitious videos because I'm not the one. Because the worst thing is that, like, I want to make this video ambitious, but I don't want to add more work in post for myself. So it was always like, you would always limit yourself because you're like, I don't want to have to add work.
See, see, that's okay.
This
that's,
is again
that's,
this psychopath.
This is my problem. Because I'm apparently a fucking workaholic. Or
He
whatever.
is.
You are a workaholic.
Just I don't know. Like I just want to feel ahead of my work for once in my life, and it's really hard because I don't know.
You're
Even
too hands-on.
Yeah, I am too hands-on. But even if I have an editor, I need to learn how to just see what the viewer sees, right? Because every time I get an editor, or every time I come up with a finished video, I can always be like, I can make this better. I can improve this by an extra little bit, and I always end up doing it.
I guess that's the bad thing about being a perfectionist, right? Is that like you're never satisfied.
But I mean, you could argue that maybe that extra touch you do put in is the reason why you've done so well.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
you know, why everyone comes to watch your videos on anime, right? Maybe it is. Maybe it also it wouldn't fucking matter at all.
Yeah, I don't know. This is just my
Why
gut.
don't you test though? Why don't you do a
Yeah,
test?
test it out. Just let Alan
Just
do
take the first
all of
draft.
the editing.
Yeah.
Because it will fucking kill me.
But this is the thing. You gotta let go. You gotta let go.
Here's the thing, right? Because it's not just about one video.
Yeah.
It's as we know, you can't get enough metrics or enough analytics of one video.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like you can make the fucking what you feel is like the worst fucking
But-
video of your channel, and for some reason it does well.
Yeah.
But
What
that
if,
doesn't mean anything.
what if you put it out there and it's nothing happens? Like it's
Yeah.
oh shit, I can just let him do
Because the exact opposite happened with me when you talked me into hiring Mudan
Yeah.
to be my editor. I was like, okay, Mudan watches my videos, so he should have a good grasp of it. All right, I'll let him edit like the first couple of videos.
Yeah.
Dude, the first couple of videos, I feel so bad towards Mudan because I made him redo that first video like 5 times. I was like, all right, add this little zoom in here. No, I would have added this here. I would have added this here. And I feel so bad now, Mudan, but nowadays I can just be like, all right, Mudan, here's the script, here's the raw files.
Yeah.
Go ham, fam. And he always just nails it.
I think one of the biggest things that an editor does as well, at least for our kind of content, is that, dude, I do so much embarrassing shit that I would delete for sure.
Oh,
Like, that
yeah.
would never make it into the cut that they would put in.
Yeah.
And the first time I saw it, I'm like, I don't really like that I look kind of fucking stupid there.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I'm like, I guess that's kind of funny and it adds a bit of charm. So now if I ever work with anyone who edits my videos, I'm like, please make me look as stupid as fuck. Make me look so fucking dumb.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Please poke fun at me the whole
Go
time.
full monkey brain.
Yeah. Just poke fun at me because, like, I mean, that's what's funny. And now I find that funny. You know?
Yeah,
And, yeah.
But
It's very British self-deprecating
very
humor.
much so.
Yeah.
But I also like now, because I work with multiple editors now. So like I always just tell them now to just throw in as much of your personality into your editing as best as possible, because I feel that like the landscape of YouTube editors has kind of changed in the sense that now YouTube editors have almost become their own identity in
Yeah.
a video, where like, you know, like perfect example is like Game Grumps, for example, right?
Yeah.
Like Barry, the first editor, was just as much of an important aspect of Game
Right.
Grumps as
Yeah.
the hosts were.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel that like with a lot of YouTubers, their editor is kind of just become another part of that
Yeah.
person's like personality, right? So
Yeah.
I feel it just completely makes for a different type of video, but
Yeah.
also makes it really unique at the same time.
And I guess that's why I'm having such a hard time letting go, because I feel like what I do is I put my personality into, like, I let Alan do like the hard, like most of the work, and like the other 5% is just me in, like, I'm self-inserting myself into my videos. But I
Yeah.
feel like it's because of that you know, people know me, or like why I stood out in the first place is because my videos are very personal, and it's like my personality reflected not only in like my scripts but my editing as well, and the way like I edit
But I mean,
jokes.
you and Alan have known each other for so long.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I feel like Alan would have a good grasp of your.
He
type
definitely
of
does.
personality,
He definitely
right?
does. There are some videos that take no effort at all for him to edit. And there's some videos where he's just like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't know. It's a difficult balance. I'm still working on it. It's funny that I'm like 13 years into my YouTube career or whatever. And
Still haven't figured this shit out.
I still haven't figured this shit out. It's funny because me and Connor were talking about like our perfect vacation.
Right.
And like our perfect vacation, which we were hoping to do sometime after COVID allowed it, was just to like fly to Korea, spend an entire day in like a gaming cafe, multiple days, and just playing League of Legends.
Like
and if you would play League of Legends, Joey, we'd be let's get Joey on board
Oh
too.
my God. But the only problem with that is I have to play League of Legends.
No, it's good fun. It's good fun. Yeah, because to me, like the perfect vacation is just shutting off, and like I miss being able to waste all day playing games. And what better way to do it than in Korea in a gaming cafe with like where you can get food, boba, all that kind of shit delivered to your table.
That just sounds amazing.
Right? I don't know. Like, because I really want to, and I love League, and
I'll join you guys, but I'll play Mario 64.
Yeah, you can just come and you can come and just chill next to us in one of the PC. You know, play PUBG. I don't know. What do you play on PC, Joe?
I don't know. I'll just go into Faku or something. just
really like, you guys want to go outside? It's been 8 hours. No. We're about to hit. We're about to hit.
I'm just imagining that, but we can also go out and get fucking Korean barbecue.
No, exactly.
Some amazing food, and I'm just like, this is just the perfect holiday. Fuck traveling. Fuck seeing things.
Yeah, because I'm the kind of guy when I go on vacation, because I work so fucking much. The last thing I want to do is work on my vacation in terms of like doing too much shit. I just want to eat food, drink, and relax, dude. Just take it easy. Like I like beaches, but I mean, I like good hotels as well.
I mean, that's why like whenever I go on a vacation with Aki or I go on a vacation with like my friends, I usually let them decide.
Same,
and I just kind of tag along, being like, I'm down for anything, man. Like if we want to go sightseeing, cool. If we want to just drink, cool.
Yeah. I'm very hands off with my vacations. I just
same.
If there's a schedule, I'm like, no. This is already a turn off right now.
I just love food.
Where are some places though that we've been thinking to go once COVID is over? I mean, we mentioned Korea, right?
Yeah, I would like to go to Korea to just spend.
Is that like at the top of your bucket list right now?
I mean, right now because it's just easiest to get to.
Yeah,
it's like less than an hour by plane, right?
Yeah, and I remember going to Korea like 2 years ago. I think.
I've never been either.
It was actually like Seoul was just very much like Tokyo, just less busy. And I very much enjoyed the vibe, and also the esports scene was massive there. I went there for the League of Legends Grand Finals.
We both love watching the League of Legends Worlds soon.
Yeah, that's starting soon. But yeah, I flew all the way to Korea just to see Fnatic get decimated. But the experience was fucking fantastic, man. Like the team I was actually cheering for got fucking destroyed. But just going there and seeing this massive stadium, like the noise that they made. Like I've been to a football match before, but I still think the energy of this like stadium watching a fucking video game was like 10 times more intense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've seen clips of sports commentators versus esports commentators.
I love that.
I love that clip because I'm just like, wow, this guy's excited for that pentakill, dude.
There's so many good clips like that.
Yeah.
The commentators get so hype. It's great. I love it.
I mean, I totally get it though, right?
Dude, we get so fucking hype when we watch it, dude.
Yeah.
We like stand up. We're like, what the fuck? So
I mean, we get like that whenever we watch like insane speedruns.
Yeah,
We're just like, what's happening?
That's the true spectator sport.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, Super Monkey Ball speedruns are the best thing to watch, dude.
It's like the cocaine of speedruns,
Dude, if you get super drunk and watch Super Monkey Ball speedruns, it's so fun.
Which is what we did last Christmas.
That was our Christmas. We just got massively drunk and watched Super Monkey Ball speedruns.
Dude, it's so fun because you're like, what is happening?
Like, how do you practice this?
You're like you're like, what the fuck? And then the next course starts like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah.
And he just fucking flips the whole world and gets it in across the map. You're like, what the fuck? It's so good.
What is it about motion controls that makes
I don't know, man.
it so much more impressive?
It's crazy. Man, going back to YouTube burnout though.
Yeah.
Well, where were we on that point?
I mean, is there anything else we want to talk about?
I wonder, like, where are you at right now with it? Like, are you, do you feel, would you say you're burnt out?
I was in like kind of a mini burnout.
I feel like I just have artist block right now. Like, I can't think of anything. I don't dislike it. I love it more than ever. I just can't think of anything right now.
I think, speaking honestly, I am like pretty close to burnout. It's like it's been difficult because I was already having trouble keeping up a semblance of like a schedule this year, and then Trash Taste started, and like you think, you know, because we take we take 1 day off a week to film this, right? Which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, as someone who already values every day that I do work, it's like it kind of like builds up. So that one day a week turns into like quite a lot when we're adding like extra secret projects on top of that.
We have a lot coming, and they normally take
I'm
weekends.
Like, so I guess for me, especially after Trash Taste started, I'm trying to figure out a new work-life balance that kind of works with me doing everything and not working myself to death. Or maybe I just might take a break sometime soon. I don't know yet. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's not about seeing if you can take a break or seeing like what the balance is, because everyone's balances I feel work really different. Because like for me at least, my rule of thumb is at least 3 days of the week I try and not do any YouTube stuff. So like 4 days and also weekends for me as well. So it's like 2 days in the weekend and then 1 to 2 days during the week is just a day where I don't do anything. It's just no work, no YouTube work, nothing. And then the rest of the 4 days, I go balls to the walls. That's all I do. But like, of course, it depends on my schedule, right? But I feel that like, because before, when I was in like that really, really like deep burnout, I wasn't going out at all. Like, I wasn't going to see anybody.
Having like a social life is like really important to not feeling like you're trapped. And I think definitely for me, like AX and conventions in general was such a huge like mini vacation.
It's so refreshing when you go to a convention.
Because and we just didn't get that this year.
I know,
which is why I think everything's just been exasperated, right?
It was awful, because I remember the last AX that happened, so 2019, I distinctly remember the week before AX, I was working so much that I thought like I was just ready to like fucking start crying and like collect. So I'm just like, I can't do this. And if that AX hadn't happened, I like at that time, I don't know what I would have done, because I think I would have been way too burnt out. Because I'd burned myself out so much so that in the anticipation that I could enjoy this thing and have the vacation, and luckily it was great. I had a fucking great time. And it's been weird now because we don't have any of that. And I remember I was speaking to Emily, and Emily was like, "When's the last time you took a vacation before the Niigata one?" And I was like, like an actual vacation? I think it was like 2 or 3 years. Never took a vacation. It was just like maybe a weekend trip. That was like a little getaway for like 1 or 2 days, but not like an actual vacation. It actually been like 2-3 years plus. I actually don't know. Because I never would.
Because you don't think about it, right?
No, because conventions were conventions are work, right? Technically. They were 100% work.
But like you still enjoyed it, and it was just a nice break from your routine. That's why I enjoy about conventions.
But I can't really call it a vacation, and it was crazy that I would go like 2-3 years. Just didn't even question if I needed a break. Like even Christmas, like, and all the family holidays and stuff that I would do, I would still be doing work. It was crazy.
Well, I think that's why like I've kind of been blessed in that aspect, because I am really good at scheduling and getting it on top of my schedule, because I've been able to take short vacations, like whether it be with family or with friends or just whatever, and just very frequently, like minus all of the conventions, because to me conventions aren't a vacation, it's just work, but a different type of work, right?
Just having like a weekend away helps so much to like recharge you, I think. And as well, because my videos have been getting a lot more ambitious as well recently, so I've just been adding on more work with the same schedule. That's the problem, isn't it? Is that same upload schedule, but like 3 times the amount of work.
Exactly.
Like, I did by the time we were recording, I did like a rent a boyfriend video. First video was easy. It was 2 hours of work on my end, of recording work, because there's loads of other work that went in before that. But 2 hours of just reacting to applications. That's easy. Second part was hard, because I had to schedule 13 people with different time zones, calls, 1 hour calls with these people, and then plan out what I was going to do on each call. Because I did something different for everyone. Like one of them I had to like get a whole Bob Ross setup. And one of them I had to get all sculpting stuff. And others, just different things for each one. And there's a 1 hour each. So just pure call times, it was 13 hours. And then on top of that, I had to then fucking micromanage my schedule, which if you try and schedule time zones, oh my fucking God. It's not difficult, but you feel like your brain is going to implode trying to juggle all these time zones and plot them all out. And this is just for one video. And then on, back in March, I did the audiobook video. which is like a month of straight work.
Yeah,
for
that
one
was the
video.
most
that was-
stress I've ever seen.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die.
I thought you were gonna burn out
Yeah.
then.
And like, I don't know how I didn't, because I was also uploading weekly videos in between this behemoth of a video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because I had to make the audiobook and make the video. I don't know how I did not get burnt out.
That's the double-edged sword, isn't it? Is that like the more you do YouTube and like the moment you're
want
like
to get better.
the moment you decide to venture out into that one ambitious idea and you make it happen and it's successful, then you start thinking, all right, I did it once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do it again,
Yeah.
but better.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then it just keeps
That's exactly what
and
I
then it
did.
just keeps escalating and escalating and escalating until you realize, oh shit, I don't have time to make this video.
Right. And
It's either going to suck or I have to sacrifice other ideas.
It
to
kind
get in
of it kind of sucks when you reach the point where you make a banger video and then you think, man, how am I going to top this? And if I'm not going to top this, what's the point of trying?
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
the way I see it is that like the videos that I put out most often are the standard videos that I hope people enjoy and that they like buy a bit of time.
Yeah.
And then every now and then I like to just hopefully think that, right, these are the banger videos, the ones that
Yeah.
like really blow people away. But I hope that in between then the videos that I do put out like keep people engaged and they
Yeah.
enjoy
Yeah,
them.
but that's
hard, it's
I
hard.
think it's kind of bittersweet when you do bring out that banger video and,
then you
it
have
does
to upload-
amazing, and then
Yeah.
you're like, all right, I have to upload a couple of throwaway videos, but then the throwaway videos do just as well. And I'm just like, okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I can literally do anything and it'll be
Yeah.
all right.
By throwaway videos, we mean videos that take very little time in comparison.
Like
to
way
those.
less time to
Because
the
the thing that you have to get around with being a YouTuber is that the effort you put in a video does like hardly ever equates to the views it gets.
Never.
There's no correlation to that. And, you know, the people may notice how much effort you put in X videos, but just what YouTube cares about, the metrics, the money you make, does hardly gets affected.
Oh yeah,
it's all idea based, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all about, do you have a better idea? Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how you execute it. Do you have a better idea? If
Yeah.
you do, we'll pay you more.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unfortunate, but I think I've just come to accept, and I'm totally fine with knowing that maybe my video that I put 2 months of work into won't do well.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I did it because I
Yeah.
I can at least be like, I'm capable of this.
It looks
Yeah.
good on the resume.
like
right?
yeah, if you up like I'm working on a video right now where I was a Fiverr seller for like 2 months and it's all done now, but that's 2 months of work, and if that video bombs, that's going to be pretty sad.
I'm gonna cry.
That's going to be pretty fucking sad, isn't it? Because I put 2 months of fucking work into
and then
that.
afterwards you do a video that takes an hour
Yeah.
to make, and you'll
And
be
it
like,
does-
they'll get just
does
as many
10
views.
times like even better sometimes.
That's
right?
YouTube, right? And I think I've just come to accept now that I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it because I want to make these videos that I think are cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where I've gotten to now.
Yeah.
I think Trash Taste's been great because it allows me to just even more further lean into that mindset of I don't really care because we have Trash Taste and Trash Taste gets more views than most of my videos, and it's just me chatting shit for 2 hours.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I gotta not give a shit about the views.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I've definitely started to care less on my main channel.
Trash Chase is
Care less about the views.
Care less
actually.
about the views. Yeah. No, no,
You're just like, I don't give a fuck about my channel.
Trash Chase has very been like bittersweet just to
Yeah.
see like how much effort we put into our videos on our own channels. And then we come in and chat shit for 2 hours and we're like 1 million views
It's like-
for like 2 hours just chatting. And I'm just like, what am
like-
what am I doing right and what am I doing wrong? Like,
It's like, hold on, 1 million views and there's only 3 cuts in the video? What's happening?
It's nice though because it feels that like obviously we're doing something right here. You guys must enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
I hope so, at least.
our dynamic must be working.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm very glad that it's doing well.
But that's the thing, right? Is that because of Trash Taste, because this is quite different to what I do and what we all do on
Yeah.
our own
Yeah.
channels, it's kind of incentivized me more to explore
No, yeah, same,
different
same,
things
same,
on
same.
my main channel.
Yeah,
Like,
same here.
you know, I recently brought out a video where I kind of go personal into like my whole thing about
Great
being
video.
half
yeah, that was a
Japanese.
really good video.
Yeah, and I was really scared to upload that because it's got nothing to do with anime.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just my life story, basically. And I'm like, I really don't want this to look like another sob story, like a woe is me
Yeah,
type
yeah,
of story. But people really enjoyed it. And, you know, I asked Mudan as well to, like, do a little bit different on the editing side of things. And everything turned out amazing. So when I saw that video do well, I was like, okay, maybe I can. Even though I'm called the anime man, maybe not every video has to be about anime, right? Maybe I can
Yeah,
go
I
back to
mean-
my Let's Play days and just do whatever the fuck I
A
want.
lot of mine aren't about voice acting, so it's fine.
Yeah, I know, but at least yours is just VA, right?
Yeah,
like you don't
that's
have
true,
Sea Dog
that's true.
voice actor.
That's true. That's
Right.
true.
Not all my videos are about the United Kingdom. So it's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, how come? Why did you stop talking about Arizona, man?
Where did the Arizona
Why
go?
did
where did the Arizona
why,
go?
why did I not review Virginia? Come on, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't know, because with me, right, at least with you guys, because your names are a lot more general, right?
Yeah.
You're not bound to a certain topic.
I mean, I feel like-
I am.
Have you
Right?
ever thought about changing your name?
I have, in a sense, yes. Actually, a number of times I thought about it. Like when I was still doing Let's Plays, I thought about changing it just
Yeah.
because, first of all, half of the games I play aren't even anime.
Right,
And second of all, I'm uploading like 5 Let's Plays in a week and 2 anime videos in a week.
yeah.
So I thought, is there really a point to call myself the Anime Man? But at that point, now the Anime Man is just a brand.
Yeah.
right?
True.
People know me not as Joey, but as the Anime Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to just suddenly change the name because I've seen instances of YouTubers who are already established in a name
Yeah.
who decide on a whim to change their username to something because it doesn't fit their current image.
Yeah.
And it's never worked out.
I know one channel I think it's worked out. There was a channel called he goes by Lemino now. Have you seen his videos?
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
He
his
used to
videos.
be a top 10
Top
channel,
10,
didn't
top 10.
he?
He's called top 10.
My God, let me
Really?
know. Like he
videos
basically
are
now he basically
amazing.
just does fucking Netflix documentaries
Yeah.
now. That's
Right.
that's kind of like the level of YouTube content that he
really,
puts out.
really good stuff.
Yeah.
Really, but yeah, he used to be called Top Tens.
Yeah.
And obviously he's not doing Top 10. It's now. I think he might do them every now and then. I don't think he does though.
Right.
But yeah, he changed his name, and I
Yeah.
remember being like weirded out at first. I was like, what? Why?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
now you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? I feel that is just a really small handful.
True.
Yeah.
Where
True.
most of the
It's-
time you're just like, oh God, why did their name change? And
You'd
why are they
basically be
making-
resetting all the SEO. As
Yeah,
well.
why are they
Yeah.
why are they making completely different content? I didn't sign up for this shit.
Yeah, I mean, like respect to anyone who has the balls to do that because I wouldn't be able to get away from like my brand that I've built up
Yeah.
over this entire time.
Right?
You know,
That's like if, for example, right, like you took away VA in your name,
Yeah.
right, and you just turned into Sea Dog.
I don't think it would change anything.
I don't know, man. I think it might.
I think it's more like if you just change your name to like Connor.
Yeah, true, true.
Yeah.
That's why, but that's the reason why, like, for me, for example, I want to, like, say on Trash Taste, right? I just want to be established as Joey, not
Yeah.
as the
Yeah.
Anime Man, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Because I
exact-
feel that's a completely different side of me.
Yeah, because in the you're Gaunt in the clips, aren't you now? Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because we had a discussion when we were making the channel. We were like, so in the clips, are we calling us the Anime Man?
Yeah.
Did XX thing or like did
Or just
Joey?
Joey.
Yeah.
I think I was of the mindset of like, okay, well, it's a podcast and it's very personal, and we're probably gonna be talking about personal things. I think it should be Connor, Joey, Gaunt,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
It's like, and not to say that we don't mind you guys calling us by our usernames, right?
Yeah.
But I think the end game for Trash Taste, at least in my mind, is that I don't want to be known as the Anime Man, Giga, and Sea Dog. I wanted us to be known as Joey, Gaunt, and Connor of Trash Taste.
yeah.
The boys.
The boys, right?
Man,
Yeah.
Because, dude, I remember I wanted to be able to like, because I have all these fucking cool stories that are fucking useless to me. What am I gonna? Well, when am I ever gonna get mileage out of the story?
When am I going to monetize my stories?
Right.
Come on, let's just-
exactly.
let's just
monetize it.
Let's just commoditize my entire fucking life.
Well, no, dude, I love telling the chess story because that's such a fucking cool story, and I never get any use out of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And also, people just like, I don't know, it's like adding layers to like, to me, I love it when I get to learn more about a creator and like their personal side,
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
actually like,
Yeah.
and like I think that I don't know, I'm just gonna fucking say it. I love fucking talking. I love talking. I just won't shut the fuck up.
I mean, I would argue we wouldn't have a podcast if we didn't like talking.
It's true.
Right?
That's true.
That's why.
That's true.
That's why I can stream just chatting for like 4 hours because I'm a fucking psychopath. I guess I just won't shut up.
I have too many stories to
I
hold.
just want to keep fucking chatting shit.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't know. I love talking, and it's great being able to. I love talking about YouTube as well. So I think it's such a
Because
like,
you never get the opportunity to
No,
do
you
it.
never-
Yeah, you never, because all of our friends, all of our family, they don't know what the fuck we do.
Yeah, and I could talk about it with you guys, but I pretty dominate every single conversation we have off the podcast. You know what I mean? So it's nice to just talk about it here,
Yeah.
and then we can just chat shit like poopy poo poo stinky, or in private.
We're sorry for anyone who got into this podcast thinking it was going to be like an anime exclusive podcast.
Yeah, because I know on the
I think you two were worried about that, and I was like, no, dude, I want it to be fucking like chatting.
I don't know.
shit.
Like
Yeah.
I wanted to be like
mix.
eventually.
Yeah.
We start off as an anime podcast,
yeah.
right?
And then
Because
we
that's what know
eventually
from-
grow
and
out
then
of
we can
that.
eventually
dude.
maybe start tensioning out. But no, right from the get go, first episode, we were like,
I'm glad.
let's
I'm
not
glad.
talk about any
Japan.
anime.
Let's
Japan. Let's
go.
talk about Japan. Yeah, but we're really glad that you guys have like kind of stuck around and just
Yeah.
enjoyed us chatting shit. Like arguably more so than us
Yeah,
chatting
yeah.
about anime.
Yeah.
I wonder. Going back to the previous topic, is it like because you hear a lot of advice that YouTubers give to people? I think a lot of it's pretty shit. Let's be honest. A lot of it's pretty fucking.
Like how so?
Like
I mean,
okay,
don't give
okay,
examples
okay.
necessarily, but like how are they shit?
Right. There is there's generic phrases that YouTubers say, and let's be honest, we say it because it's fucking easy. Like
You mean what I'm going to call like the convention panel
give me
answers.
give me the most stereotypical, and I'll say if these are the shit ones. Give me the most stereotypical answers on advice when someone asks you how to be a YouTuber.
Just be yourself.
Oh, okay, that is fucking terrible advice.
Shake my head.
Do you know how many people I know who are insufferable? I have so many mates where I'm like, listen, you're a fantastic fucking mate, but if you act like this on camera, no one's gonna want to watch.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
You have a lot of mates. You're like, you just kind of come off as a dick.
See, because for me now, I used to say the just be yourself, right?
Yeah,
and just
yeah,
have
yeah.
fun with it. Have fun with it, But nowadays, I just make it a meme because I get asked so many times. So when
Right,
someone's
right,
like, how do you start becoming a YouTuber? I just say,
I
mean,
are we
click the upload button.
Are we actually going to break this down?
should we give advice? I think why not? Because people want to know fucking YouTube advice, and we may as well like actually give good
Okay,
advice.
how to become a successful YouTuber from
let's
Trash
go.
Taste. I feel like we say generic advice because there's I feel like the generic advice that we give is like the core of like
it is
the
true,
the advice.
but it's fucking useless to most people.
It is useless because there's only so much you can say at like a half-hour panel. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things where it's like, in the show when the old man gives advice and you're like,
Yeah.
that's fucking dumb. And then 10 years later when he actually does it, you're like, fuck, he was right. That's pretty much the advice. Like,
Yeah.
because you're like, it's completely useless to anyone starting out because that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
But when you've been doing it for this long, it is the core, like you said.
Yeah.
But the be yourself thing is like, I think that's the biggest like,
cop out. It is a bit of a cop out.
because you're not yourself as a normal person. You're not a presenter. No one normally is a presenter or a personality who's made for like camera. You have to get that, and you do it by forcing yourself to act maybe a little bit more exaggerated than you normally would, right? And then over time, maybe you get way more comfortable, and that does become your kind of like default, right?
I don't know, because like be yourself to me is like, I guess, less accurate than just don't try to be someone you're not.
That's true. Don't
Like,
change your personality.
Like if you are going to play a character that is based on your own self,
True,
which is
true.
I feel like what like a lot of us do online anyway. You know what I mean? It's just like an
Yeah.
exaggerated, perfected version of ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I say like, imagine you on your best day, and that is you on every single one of these YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah.
should be. It whether or not that should be right, like should you be sad on camera and stuff like that? It's like it's not really about that. It's think of every single best personality trait you have and show that. Like make that come through.
Yeah.
And so that does require a bit of fuckery going on with your personality. You do have
Right.
to change it a little
Yeah.
bit. But I found as well that it made me a better person in general. That like the things that were people liked about me became more prominent in my general personality.
Yeah.
So it wasn't more so that I was faking it, more so that the real me kind of changed into a more confident version of myself.
Yeah.
And YouTube has a way of really making you see your flaws.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's
definitely.
a fine balance as well, because I feel that it's not gonna like it's not about like faking a personality, right? Because if you
It's exaggerating.
if you but if you exaggerate it too much,
Agreed.
that's when people are like,
Then you become
press X to doubt. right?
Then you become that psychopathic vlogger.
yeah, then you
Yeah.
become
Yeah.
that psychopathic vlogger who is like the most angel image
yeah,
online,
yeah.
but then when you meet them in person, they're an absolute cunt.
Yeah.
right?
It's like sometimes in conventions, people come up to me and like, wow, you're a lot more calm than in your videos. And it's like, well, yeah, because...
Do you get that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I am like, though, if I'm fucking crazy in my videos or doing something stupid, like I genuinely am like that, but you can't do that all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, otherwise you're a psychopath. Like, no one will want to be around
You're
you.
either a psychopath or Guy Fieri, right?
Like, you know, in real life, it's fucking annoying if you're in a friend group and someone wants to fucking be the center of attention all the time. Like, it's not natural to want the center of attention all the time. Like, it's totally okay to be in a friend group and be like, I'm just not going to say anything for 5 minutes and I'll wait for my time to join in.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And if you don't join in at all, that's fine.
Yeah, man, it's whatever.
You can just be there.
Yeah, there's plenty of YouTubers I've met where, you know, you're like, oh, you're totally different.
Oh, yeah.
You are not even
Not
close.
going to say any names, obviously, but
I don't want to get in trouble.
we've had our fair share.
This is the gossip we have behind the scenes, unfortunately.
Yeah, if the cameras weren't on, we'd totally be saying names. Like, yeah, that person sucks.
It's because when you see drama on YouTube behind the scenes sometimes, and you're like, wow, everyone is drama that no one knows about. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, every YouTuber you watch probably has some drama.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's just about whether
everyone has dirt on someone else,
man.
and that
It's
includes,
just about whether they choose to monetize it.
That's so true.
like-
That's so true.
But everyone has shit with other people. It's
Yeah.
very
I mean,
natural.
I've had issues with other YouTubers before, but I've always done it in private, and I've always squashed
same,
that beef
same.
in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And I've always,
same.
if someone's
guess-
crossed the line, I've told them. You know?
Yeah, I guess going back to like
advice.
general advice on how to be a successful YouTuber, I think one thing that's not really mentioned a lot is just know who your audience is. Like, don't try to appeal to everyone. You know what I mean?
No.
Don't
Because
try and please
You're
everyone.
going to be disliked by a lot of people.
yeah, you're going to be
just
disliked
for
by a lot of
existing.
people. Just accept that. I feel like one thing that not many people think about, especially like even us when we started, we didn't really think about it. We didn't really think, oh, I want to be this kind of person or aim for this kind of audience. But it's something you kind of grow into. And now all three of us have very different brands in terms of like what our content is about.
Yeah.
And it's something we grow into. But you, like anyone who's trying to be a YouTuber, has a harder time getting into that because you have way more competition.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know that if I were just starting YouTube out today, I would be totally different. Like my content would be totally different than what I'm doing now.
definitely,
Yeah.
And that's because I exist, right? So if I exist, then you can't do the same thing. You can't exist in the same space that I do.
Right.
And so one thing that you got to find is like a unique way to make yourself memorable. And that might sometimes that might just be how you approach your content. Sometimes that may be your personality. But a lot of the successful YouTubers that are rising up quickly have found a way to make their own niche, even if it's like this very saturated market. Like I think the person who like sticks out to me the most recently I can think of was like Nakey Jakey and how like fast he rose, and that's because his content and the way he delivered it was just so unique compared to every other gaming content out there. Even though gaming was such a saturated
my
market,
Gaming essay side of YouTube is everywhere.
yeah. And I would say like that's one extreme. You don't have to go like as unique as him, but even like a lot of other people who are rising up have found a way to make their own voice unique or make their presentation unique or something that is memorable about them, if that makes sense.
And it's funny as well because a lot of those types of YouTubers tend to be the most humble.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like I remember in a Nakey Jakey video, he once said like, yeah, because I'm just JonTron on an exercise ball. So he said, that's what he called himself. He's like, I'm JonTron on an exercise ball. And I'm like, you shouldn't sell yourself that short because he's completely different. He's made up his own thing. And I feel, as you said, that's the thing, right? It's like there's nothing wrong with getting inspired by an already existing YouTuber. And like, you know, being like, I like that aspect of this YouTuber, so I'm going to take that into my own thing. But there's a difference between getting inspired by PewDiePie and then trying to be PewDiePie 2.0, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think when I started YouTube, I think like I definitely loved Gant's videos, but I just knew that like that just doesn't work with me. As much as I'd love to be able to make a giggle video, I just can't. I can't pull it off.
It's a gig video because it's a gig video.
I mean, and you kind of I think you learn. A good YouTuber will learn very quickly what tools they're working with.
Yeah.
And you can figure out what you can kind of get out of that. It's difficult though, because I think, again, like you've said, like a lot of people would like specialties are coming up now. So if you want to join something like gaming, you need a fucking good skill to separate you.
Exactly.
So think like, you know, if you're making a video, like, is it just another carbon copy of someone else's? Or I always told myself, like, let's say, even though we're in different genres, right? Let's say Markiplier uploads a video, right? At the same time I upload a video. What reason does someone have to watch my video over his? Because, you know, this is the problem, right? It's only X amount of time in the day, and you need the eyeballs on you.
Yeah.
So you need to make your videos as good as the best people on YouTube. Otherwise, people aren't going to watch.
Yeah.
Like some people will, and they'll be very grateful because you're doing a very niche thing. But in general, you need to make your content like as good as other people around you. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. This is the fundamental.
Yeah, because
thing is
everybody starts off small.
Yeah, everyone starts off small. The problem is that the YouTube algorithm doesn't give a fuck at your size.
I mean, I'd say that I obviously agree. You should make your content as good as possible. I just don't think, especially as a small growing YouTuber, making your content as good as like some of the bigger YouTubers.
You're not going to, but you should have that mindset of
no. You should eventually. But what I'm saying is like if you're starting out YouTube. Some of the charm is just discovering this unknown YouTuber who just like is like a diamond in the rough, right? You shouldn't be like the quality of your videos. You shouldn't need to think that you need to make like a JonTron fucking quality-esque video right off the bat, because like I feel like you should getting into YouTube. You should understand what YouTube is at its core.
Yeah, because I think I watched like, and I still do. I watched like 40 hours plus of YouTube a week.
Yeah.
And been doing that for like a decade.
YouTube at its core isn't a video hosting platform. YouTube at a core is a friendship simulator. And I mean that's it is.
I really want to be friends with Report of the Week, man. I love that man's videos. Because the thing is, a lot of the most successful YouTubers, you know what their personality is like, and a lot of the reason why I started watching like YouTubers big or small is because I like part of their personality, and there was some like even if there was someone I hated, there was part of their personality or part of their content that I couldn't stop watching or drew me to it, right? And I feel like a lot of the successful YouTubers have been able to kind of like convey their personality into their content in some way. That's true.
That goes back to like being like memorable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, it plays into like parasocial relationships and all that, which is a totally fucking different topic. But if you're talking about success, like it's basically you the more like you can become successful quickly by just having people who relates to you as a person, and that's true. And that goes into you can't please everyone because your personality is not going to appeal to everyone. But having your own, putting yourself out there, and if people like you or if people find part of you interesting and you can convey that, then you will grow as a YouTuber.
It's true. I think unfortunately everyone can't be like ultra mega charming right off the bat. Like I mean. Like Report of the Week, I love that guy's. I love him, and that kind of personality doesn't come along often, right?
No.
That's just pure charming and like innocence. But you know, like what if you have like fucking just a normal, medium, boring personality, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel like I probably had like a boring ass personality.
Oh yeah, no.
right?
All of our first videos were just like
but it's like developing that along as you're finding your niche, like you said, like going into it, like knowing your audience. Like these are all important things.
Like, you know, I was someone who was like this, you know, awkward, antisocial kid.
Same.
And especially like as a YouTuber, I still don't feel like I've changed a lot. I just know that, hey, like if I'm gonna be when I realized, hey, if I'm gonna be a fucking degenerate, let's just go all out. I don't fucking give a shit anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just taking part of yourselves and just like going full throttle with it. I don't know because I agree. Yeah, I knew like that's just gonna make you stand out. You know what I mean? And like I'm not ashamed of being a fucking degenerate, and I'm fucking glad that I took that change in my content. You know, because it just made me like it just made me less embarrassed about being who I was originally, and like. Instead of being a quiet kid, I could just talk about all the shit I was like thinking about, right?
Anime titties.
Let's go, baby.
So bottom line, how to be a successful YouTuber? Be yourself.
I guess,
be yourself.
I guess that's
kind of like
what
it all
goes back to.
Because it's the core, right? It's the fucking core that I'm talking about. Where I can't say this kind of answer in a fucking panel or a convention.
You fucking bore everyone to death.
Yeah.
But you know, and I also think it's important to just upload, like just do it.
Consistency.
Like, I have so many friends who are like, I'm working on something big. Like it's big, bro. I'm sure you all have this friend who's like, oh, I've got shit in the works.
Yeah.
And then it's like 2 years later, oh, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
And then they upload it. And then they're like, That's it. I'm famous. I'm done. And they like realize they have to do it again.
Yeah.
The amount of channels I've seen that have more update videos than actual content
Oh
on their
my
channel
God.
is staggering.
This is and it's that thing, right, where I think everyone who watches YouTube idolizes that YouTuber who uploads once every 3 months,
Yeah.
and it's a legendary video,
Yeah.
right? But in reality, right, there's only a very small room for channels like that.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
only a select few who can do that.
Yeah.
And in reality, most of us have to just keep fucking uploading. That's
yeah.
just how it is. Because a
course.
lot of us just aren't capable of putting in that amount of work into a video. Like,
Yeah.
I love, what's his name? Frederick Knudsen? What's his name?
Oh, down the rabbit hole.
Down the rabbit hole. Love his videos. And I don't mind how long it takes him. Because
Yeah.
that man must put in, I don't even want to know how much work he puts in. I love that Wings of Redemption.
Oh, it's
video.
like the 2.5 hour long.
I've watched it like 4 times.
Yeah.
I
In the
love
same
it.
sense, like The Right Opinion, for example.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I watched his 4
Fucking or 4 hours.
when I was sick, I watched his 4-hour video in one sitting of his Nick Carter avocado video,
my God.
and I thought I was losing my damn mind watching this. But you know, again, it's a very everyone wants to be that channel, right? The really well respected channel that does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think as a YouTuber, you'll know very quickly on if you can do that or not. If that's your kind of thing, some people can do that. A lot of people just got to accept that you're going to be that dude who makes one video every 2 days.
Yeah.
Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
embrace it.
There's a space for that on YouTube.
Yeah, there's a space for everything. If you've got to make slime videos, don't. I'm kidding.
I, for one, love the slime videos, to be honest with you. When I discovered that like a week ago, I was like, okay,
You know, okay,
kind of like it, not going to lie.
you know what the biggest pitfall I think a lot of YouTubers fall down
What?
is that when they get one successful video series, they're like, make 10 of that.
Do it again.
Make 10 of that.
Do it again.
And I think
You
this-
mean every top 10 channel?
Oh my god! Like you meet people and they just make repeats and repeats of the same video.
Yeah.
And you've got to realize, like, if that's the only thing that's pulling people in, you haven't made any other foundation to keep people engaged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
going
when
to be
that
pigeonholed.
stops, yeah,
Yeah.
when that stops, eventually